is your home for the Trojans. Girard Sports Live.
Snap and leans forward, and that's touchdown number 4 for Scott Moore.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Crawcan, your community technology partner. Learn more at ckt.net.
Looks, throw over to Adolph, quickly down inside, wrap around Boatman, found herself in the right place, foul, and the bucket!
He'll try a 3 and hits. Adolph with it up top, being guarded by Gass. Riot down the lane, off the glass, and good. Nice instinct by Adolph to just take it to the bucket.
Fielded on the short hop, fires this one across. Able to throw the runner out by a step and a half.
Pitch to the outside to Ashbacher. Gets a good block on the outside, and he's in for the touchdown.
It's time for the Trojans. On your home for Girard High School Athletics. Girard Sports Live. Girard Sports Live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Girard Sports Live here in Riverton, presented by Crawcan. Girard Sports Live is presented by Crawcan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas with Crawcan. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crawcan has to offer at ckt.net. I'm Drake Miller. I'll be taking you through the action here tonight, here joined by Caleb Humble, and we are set for another real high-intensity matchup for tonight. But before we get into that pregame, let's go ahead and send it to a quick break, and we'll be right back with the pregame show. Don't go anywhere.
Here at Pittsburgh Interiors, we are proud to be family-owned and operated, serving our community with quality style and service since 1999. Step into our showroom and explore furniture, flooring, window treatments, mattresses, and more. Whether you're designing a dream home, office, or simply just adding that finishing touch, our expert team is here to help. Discover why families and businesses have trusted us for over 25 years. Pittsburgh Interiors, where style meets comfort and family comes first.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
There's a lot of choices when you think about buying crop insurance. One thing that's important to us is the roots and loyalty of where you come from and knowing who you can trust. And with all the obstacles that farmers are dealing with on a constant basis, we're there and we're living those struggles and we understand them. And we got to put bushels in the bin to provide for each family. And when that doesn't happen, it's good to know you have a good crop insurance agent to cover you when the hard times happen.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Welcome back to Girard Sports Live here in the pregame show that is brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust. Serving the area for over 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools, equal housing lender and member FDIC. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Let's go ahead and get into some of the stuff you need to know about this game headed into these two teams. Girard's currently standing 6-1, Riverton 6-2. Caleb, what do you got for us tonight?
I mean, it's kind of just the same thing with Girard that we hear pretty much every single game of just the rebounding and the defensive efforts that we need to make sure are clean and concise on the court for the ladies. Is just that's how they win their games, and that's how they're going to keep winning games is their defensive effort. On the offensive side of things, I think they're going to need to make sure that they can get the rebounds, and the other thing is just getting up good shots and not just having the first open shot and making sure that you can always pass it to that other man just ready to shoot in, someone that's maybe has a more open look. And so those are probably the biggest things for this team. Against Riverton, this is an older Riverton team, I believe, and so it'll just be seeing how you can match up, which for the ladies it shouldn't be an issue because they also have age for their starting lineup and some of those key bench players.
It's going to look like primarily seniors and juniors on the starting lineup for Riverton. But let's go ahead and get into the keys to the game. I know you kind of covered a couple of those there, but tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by the Girard High School Booster Club sponsor, Girard Medical Center. Girard Medical Center is proud to serve our local community and proud to employ so many Trojan fans. Girard Medical Center, rooted in rural, focused on you, and tonight's Booster Club game sponsor. So let's go ahead and get to those keys of the game. I'm assuming they're going to be about the same tonight as they are going to be pretty much all season, and we've been talking about the turnover battle.
Yeah, and so that's just one of the things that this Lady Trojan team has kind of identified themselves with is just the turnovers, and whenever we're talking about turnovers, you mean steals specifically, just because it seems like every game I start a steals counter, and then probably about the second or third quarter, I just lose track of how many there are. And so that's going to be something that the ladies need to make sure that they can keep up tonight. And even though that this Riverton team might have more experience, you can't let the experience not let you get those key aspects of your parts of your game.
Yeah, and I think for Riverton, it's just going to be, trying to get down the floor. I mean, as much as that seems like a pretty standard procedure with this Girard Trojan team, it's certainly the biggest aspect with these other opponents' offenses is just getting down the floor, setting up the offense, and establishing a presence on your side of the floor, making sure that you're intimidating a little bit for Girard to force those turnovers, play a little more aggressive, and I think maybe even playing a clean game is going to be very important for Riverton, as Girard, as aggressive as they are, sometimes you get those referees that are just a little bit touchy, a little touchier than others, and they call it both ways. It's fair both sides, but it's not to their liking. It's not to that advantage for the Trojans. So for Riverton, if you can limit those fouls and then also just kind of establish a presence on your side of the court, I think that's going to bring a lot of success. But Caleb, let's go ahead and get into the area matchups around the area. Look at the area matchups is brought to you by Diskins Auto and Towing, 120 East Forest Avenue in downtown Girard. Diskins offers 24-hour towing and can repair all makes and models. To learn more, contact Diskins Auto and Towing at 620-724-8100. That's Diskins Auto and Towing. Caleb, what are the matchups around the area?
Looking at some of the matchups tonight, looks like a lot of CNC matchups, with one of the key ones, of course, being us against Riverton. But then some of those other ones is you got Baxter Springs going up against Frontenac tonight. St. Mary's is going up against Galena. Columbus is going up against Neodesha. And that should be it for all the CNC. So just quite a bit of those teams going back and forth against each other, and see how well the teams will be able to play against each other and see how those teams rank in compared to at least the Girard Trojans.
Yeah, for the CNC, from what I'm seeing, as many C's as that is, as what I'm seeing is it's very two-sided in the CNC. You know, you have the big winners, and then you have kind of the teams that are just a little bit slow to the start of the season. As you get into the heart of this basketball season, you're going to see some of those higher-end teams that only have 1 or 2 losses, like this Riverton team, like this Girard team, start to get one or two more losses and look a little more quote-unquote mediocre through the heart of the season, because they're going to be playing against each other, and somebody's got to lose those games. You know, you're not going to have those ties for the most part. So it's going to be a weird thing looking at the records across the CNC and trying to grade teams on records. And once you get into that postseason mode, those records are really going to mean basically nothing at that point, because those teams are all going to be primed and ready in their best element, ready to go and win.
Yep, and I agree with you. That's once we get to the postseason, our record's not going to matter. It's just the record that gets you there. And so teams can get hot and teams can cool down once it gets to the postseason. So just with this Lady Trojan team, is they need to make sure that they can get hot and stay hot going into the postseason.
Well, and you talk about get hot, stay hot. I know last game that we were broadcasting in Girard, that was against Baxter Springs, they struggled a little bit with their field goal percentage, and even Coach Urlacher did say, you know, I'd like to see them shoot a little more accurately from the field. And so what I'm looking forward to today, I think, is to see if that's the case, if that's that improvement, you know, as you start to get back into the swing of things. Like I said, the heart of the season, we start seeing that those, you know, offensive drills, bang threes, you know, whatever it is, and just see a bit of a high-scoring game here tonight, as I expect Riverton to put up a couple of numbers as well.
I agree with you. I think tonight against Riverton, it will probably be one of the more tough matchups that this Trojan team has against the CNC opponent. I know some of those historically better teams, kind of like Frontenac and Colgan, that we've had some issues with in the past, maybe aren't as great this year, and so Riverton's going to be the big team that kind of stands out as maybe that top opponent in the CNC this year.
Well, we'll go ahead and send it to one more quick break, and we'll be right back for the national anthem and the opening tip-off of tonight. Girard facing the Rams. We'll be right back.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village. People caring about people in the loving spirit of Christ. Spacious apartments made to feel like home, and a loving, caring, experienced staff. That's the Prairie Mission difference. A continuing retirement community promoting person-centered care with an on-site clinic from the Vet Health, and offering independent living apartments, assisted living, and long-term care, all with the respect and care our loved ones deserve. Prairie Mission Retirement Village, St. Paul, 620-449-2400.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better, better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better, better is better at Heidrick's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your field and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. And now Matt's care for farmers goes beyond seed as an agent for the new 4-state farm and ranch. From the best inputs available to the protection you need, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy at Murphy Seed.
Siebert back to pass. Lehman diving for the end zone, and they get the listing. Lehman passes off to Siebert on the far wing. Siebert the lob, and Lehman with the alley-oop dunk to close the deal. Lehman a hard hit ball to left field. Siebert is at the wall, and they close another one. Lehman Realty with another big-time win. Lehman Realty, proud to support the Girard Trojans.
From the phone call to the
And we're back on Girard Sports Live for a little more pregame, and then we're going to roll into the starting lineups of tonight's contest. But any last thoughts, Caleb, on this contest? You know, I feel like we kind of covered most things, but are there any specifics when it comes down to this contest that you think Girard should be doing, just to grow throughout the season?
I mean, I think kind of like what you said is just getting that shooting percentage up, and how that was one of the big things for this team is just that the shooting percentage last broadcast that we at least did was not the greatest. And so that's going to be something that, of course, you're going to improve over the season. And that was, of course, the first game back from break. But that's going to be the big thing, is making sure that you can get that shooting percentage up. And then the other thing that we always keep saying is just those rebounds and making sure that you can come down with the ball and make sure that your team remains with the possession.
Yeah, I mean, rebounds is a big deal. Coach Erlacher touched on that as well, just being able to cut possessions short and also extend possessions, being able to get those defensive rebounds so that you can get that possession and then extend your possession as well. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and step aside for a moment for the national anthem, and then we'll be right back for the starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Riverton, Kansas for tonight's contest between the Girard Trojans and the Riverton Lady Rams. At this time, we ask that everybody please stand for our national anthem to be sung by the Riverton Honor Choir. At this time, we'd like to recognize the Girard Trojan starters.
Heavy hearts tonight, as Girard has lost a member of the Trojan family. From the crew here at Varsity Sports and Girard Sports Live, we send our condolences. For anyone looking to support the family, there are resources available throughout the community, including a GoFundMe and a fundraiser hosted by Eastside Cafe.
Number 22, a junior, Carson O'Rand.
Go ahead and get into the starting lineups of the contest. Started off with your Girard Trojans, the away team. First off, they turned the lights off on me. We'll go ahead and start off with number 10, the junior, 5'9", Marley Sisney. Number 12, the 5'9", junior, Kennedy Keller. Number 14, the 5'10", senior, Maddie Kester. Number 22, the 5'6", junior, Carson O'Rand. And number 23, the 5'10", senior, Erica Boatman. And then over on the Riverton side, Caleb, if you want to go ahead and take that over.
I will try my best. It is dark, and get that in 1 second. Looks like we've got number 10, a junior, Rylan Thompson. Number 13, Kinley King, a sophomore. Number 15, Ellie Helms, a senior, along with,
looks like number 53.
Number 53, Savannah Matthews, a junior. And that last is number 21, Avery Barnett, a senior.
So the two seniors listed on the Riverton Lady Rams squad, showing out as starters. In the past, these two teams have gone head-to-head a multitude of times in the CNC, but just last year, Girard took the victory both times on January 14th, almost a year from today. Girard took the victory 42-32, and on February 14th, a year and a month from now, 40-25, Girard took the victory. Opening tip-off is brought to you, by Farmers Bank. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank with locations in Hepler, Walnut Street, Paul, and Girard. First quarter kicking it off. Rams went down, missed out on an offensive possession. Now Girard to try and answer.
And something to note, Drake, is that this is Maddie Kester's first game back and starting. With that last game that we had broadcasted, she had went down with an injury, and last game they decided just to sit her out and see how the team could do without her, and just finally getting her back should be a big part of this Trojan team whenever they can try to win against these Riverton Rams.
And against a competitive opponent, as we've said multiple times tonight. Here's Barnett driving and taking a two to open up the scoring in this contest. And now a travel called on the opposite side, so Girard will give it up. And talk about the turnover battle. You know, steals are the primary source of turnovers that we've talked about, but I would say for Girard, they don't get the ball taken away a lot, so it's going to be a lot of giveaways.
And I agree with you. And something to note is that compared to the last game, Girard is playing a little bit more, I guess, less aggressive on defense, and they're kind of toning it down and letting the Riverton team get to their side of the court. So interesting to see how Coach Herlocker will try to play this and see how aggressive he wants to be in this game.
Yeah, we'll see if that changes at all throughout the course. Of course, you know, you go down late in the game, we could very well be seeing that come out, but don't want to exhaust your players when you think your starters are going to have to stay on the court for a majority of the game.
Yep.
Here's Boatman driving, left side, takes the shot and it goes nowhere. Rebound Rams back the other way. Here's a shot from outside the arc. Kinley King won't get it to fall, and now Boatman back the other direction. They swing it around the perimeter to Orand. Now back up to Kester at the top. Kester directing traffic here, 14 on the shot clock. Boatman for three, off the back iron, no dice. Rebound, Barnett. Here's Thomason back up to Barnett. Operating the offense as it's drawn. King now trying to work her way inside. Hands it off. Thomason gets the two to fall. Now up 4-0 for the Rams.
Drake, that's not something normal for this Lady Trojan team, especially this year of just ever really being down. And so, because their one loss again this year was kind of a last-minute comeback, and so it'll be interesting to see how this Lady Trojans team, even though they're only down by 4, to see how they can respond. And personally, I think once they get the scoring going, they'll get it rolling, and it'll just be hopefully another blowout win.
A lot of times it's just about breaking the ice, trying to get it get that first bucket to fall, and then all of a sudden things just start getting into place. Saw a quick jump ball call there, and now Girard trying to reestablish. 6 on the shot clock. Boatman's going to drive, take it to the hoop, and one. Way to open up the scoring for Erica Boatman. The senior.
And that's something that Erica's just known for, and something that is a big part of her game, of just being aggressive and getting to the hoop. And so earlier, whenever she took that 3, I was honestly surprised by it. And so that's more of the play that you would see from Erica, especially with how physical she is and how she can just get to the basket really past anyone.
So now only a 1-point game after she converts on the 3-point opportunity. Back up to the top with King, and now handing it off to Thomason as they work the perimeter together. Working it inside. Barnett gets it knocked loose. With the takeaway was Mooneyham. And now Kester will look to develop the offense. Here's Boatman for another 3. That one looked good. She's just a little long on both of her 3-point attempts. 0 for 2 outside of the arc. Inside, pass to Barnett, take away by Kester. She looks to transition it to Mooneyham, and now it's intercepted by Thomason. Another loose ball as Mooneyham was coming back for revenge. The drive from King, stopped short by Kester, and now they'll slow things down. Foul called. Erica Boatman gets called for it, and she was saying should have been a lane violation, which I think I might agree with her.
I agree with her. That was a little bit too long in the paint.
They work it outside. Here's King. Back over, Barnett. Long 2 range from here. Backs it up outside the perimeter. Really like working that right side. Barnett takes the 3 and gets it to fall. 7-3 score with just over 3 to play in the first. Orand tries going in the paint and gets hacked at. So she'll be headed to the charity stripe to shoot 2. See who's accredited with this foul.
Foul 15, Ellie Helms.
Looks like Ellie Helms will get her first foul call of the night. Orand, 1 for 1 so far on this visit. And just bounces around and out for her second. Usually pretty proficient from the stripe. That one a good stroke, just couldn't quite get it to fall. They work it inside, Barnett at the elbow. Now they work it way inside, but it's blocked by Kester. The shot from Matthews went nowhere, and now Boatman called for a travel in the key. I got to point something out that I saw in that last possession. As they were coming down, Kennedy Keller transitioned. She was on the opposite side of the floor from who she was guarding, and as she transitioned across, gave a quick swipe at the ball. And I like that heads-up play, just trying to get your hands in it whenever you can. Just noticed it and had to point it out.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that, I mean, a great defensive play, even though the ball may not have gotten poked away, but that Kennedy's not the only one on this team that'll do that, which that's just the time that she was the one that we saw doing it. But it seems like any person on this team is always just trying to get a hand in there, get the ball poked away. And so I think that's why we have the amount of steals per game that we have, which already tonight I've marked down 3, and it's only, I mean, it's a little bit over halfway in the first period, but that's still more steals than any other team I know. So
Kester tries for her jumper and can't get it to go. Still only 1 basket on the floor, and that comes from Boatman for the Trojans. As we get inside of the 2-minute mark, substitution made as Kester will hit the bench. Coming in for her is Marley Sisney. Shot taken from Barnett, won't go. Rebound is into the hands of King, who puts it back. She gets her own rebound, falls to the floor. Riverton fans wanted a foul. No whistle blown. And now the Trojans look to regroup. A big one-possession game. Would like to drop this down as here's Sisney for three and gets it to go. As I was just about to say, you'd like to get it at least within one here. She ties it up. Back on the other side for the Rams. And travel called on Savannah Matthews underneath. That pivot foot just squirming around too much.
Yep, and something about Matthews to note just for tonight is I think one of the big matchups that you're going to see is Erica Boatman versus Matthews. They're the two people with probably the most size per team, and being able to match up against each other and see who can be more of a force in the paint will be interesting to see who's going to be able to come down with the rebounds and who's going to be able to stay clean with foul trouble.
Let's talk about rebounds. Marley Sisney gets up and in there, strips one away from Matthews, and draws a foul in the process. So now Girard maintains possession. Matthews was having a hard time hanging on to it, and she's going to hit the bench for a minute. As here's a three-pointer from Sisney, just a bit off the mark. Maybe a little errance from her, and a loose ball out of bounds. Back the other direction. Ava Coleman was the last to touch it for the Rams.
Yep, and one of those substitutions that we had just missed was Briley Black came into the game for Erica Boatman.
So with that, the Rams probably felt pretty comfortable pulling Savannah Matthews. I believe Matthews does have 2 fouls, even though the scoreboard shows 1. Here's Black inside. Keller works it back out to Oran. 5 on the shot clock as it keeps winding. Sisney's got to pull up, and it's off the mark. Not much you could do there. Tie ball game at 7s apiece with 4.1 seconds to go, and it looks like that's what we'll enter the second quarter with on the scoreboard. A very low-scoring first quarter.
I agree with you. I mean, just this Trojan team is typically one of the highest-scoring girls basketball teams that I've seen in the last couple of years, and so 7-7 being tied with another team, this is definitely some adversity that this Lady Trojans team is going to have to fight through.
Well, that'll be the end of the first. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back for the second quarter of action.
Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of Girard schools. For generations, Farmers Bank has worked with local leaders, businesses, and residents to help shape the future of Southeast Kansas. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. As partners in business and friends in life, Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Hounds Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Fourth. And we're back on Girard Sports Live. 7-7 is the score. 14 total points between these two teams. I mean, you expected it to go one way or another. Either both of these teams were going to come out and light up the court, or both of these teams were going to come out and play the hardest defense of their lives, and we're getting the latter of those two right now. Rams start off with it in the second. Here's a three-point shot as they love it from there, and that's Rylan Thomason knocking down another three-pointer for the Rams.
Yep, and it'll be interesting just to see how this Lady Trojans team can react, especially after coming out of the quarter with a big three, but another thing to note is that the second quarter is the quarter where the ladies score the most points out of any other quarter, and so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep that rolling, especially into this game.
Tip ball goes out of bounds, sticks with Girard. Mooneyham is going to check in quickly for O'Rand, but I want to talk about that Rams possession. They've shot a couple threes from that location, and every single one that's been made has been from that spot. So definitely something to keep your eye on if you're Coach Urlacher. That specific hot spot for the three ball. Here's a drive by the Rams. Arnett's going to take the two. Or Barnett, excuse me. No dice. Rebound Kester back the other direction with Keller. And stepped out of bounds. Another turnover. Like to see the Trojans slow one of these down one of these times and just try to establish something really nice. Move the ball quickly with some assertive passes. See what they can develop on offense as they're playing some phenomenal defense. I mean, 10 points, even in a quarter, is a phenomenal position to be in against a 6-2 team at this stage in the season.
Definitely, and I think, I agreed with pretty much everything that you had just said, is if the girls could just slow down and get those passes going, especially with just how much chemistry this team has of playing together for so long, I don't think that quick and kind of unneeded offensive possessions are going to help them win this game.
Here comes Thomason for the Rams. 10-9 score. 2 minutes gone here in the second, as real time pretty much matches game time. Here's a three-point shot, and it's from the right wing again. This time from Ava Coleman. Extends the lead to 4. Now a two-possession game for the second time today, and Boatman gets called for a travel.
It looks like a substitution for the girls. It'll be Kennedy Keller sitting, and Carson O'Rand will come in.
O'Rand comes back in the game.
Which Carson's been one of the higher scorers for this team, so hopefully she can bring a little bit of that scoring energy off the bench.
Barnett works it underneath. Thomason, her shot blocked by Boatman. And forced jump ball, it'll go to Girard. Boatman maybe a little bit of frustration from the last travel call as she was in disagreement with it. She was not letting go of that ball.
I agree with you. I think she's had a couple of those travel calls already, and it's definitely a little bit frustrating. Just depending on who the ref is, they're either going to call that or not. So maybe something she's gotten away with in the past.
O'Rand trying to work the outside. Sisney now back to O'Rand. They work it. Mooneyham for three. Gets it. Mooneyham says, anything you can do, I can do better. Now a 1-point game once again. 13-12 here in the second, as both teams are relatively close to matching their first quarter scores. Handoff. King tries to drive inside, and nothing from that one. Kester works it underneath. O'Rand, loose ball. She would have had a free two. And now Sisney gets called for a travel. And I got to say, out of the ones I've seen, that one is definitely the most questionable.
I agree with you. I mean, might just be the favorite call on the night, but there's definitely a couple of these travels that I've seen so far that I wouldn't personally agree with.
Well, as we enter the timeouts, timeout sponsor for tonight. This break in the action is brought to you by the Southeast Kansas Player Health Alliance and Live Well Crawford County, reminding you to know your limits when gambling and know when the game is playing you. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-426-2537 for free assistance. But it might be something that Coach Urlacher, with that travel call, you know, you get that quick timeout from the Rams and you want to say, hey, make sure you establish yourself before you start moving. Don't take any hesitation steps that might provoke that sort of thing. Even if it's not a travel, try to keep from those calls coming your way. There are preventative methods. Boatman, after her blocked shot, now has it on the close wing. Mooneyham wide open from the sweet spot. Gets another three.
I mean, Drake, that's pretty much exactly what we saw about 2 minutes ago.
Except that one, not even anybody home to try and contest it.
No.
Muscle memory kicks in for Mooneyham. Now a try from the Rams. That shot from Helms, and it goes off the rim. Girard with a lead here in the second. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. We've seen one timeout so far in almost nearly a half of basketball, and it was a 30-second. Kester works inside and just bounces off the rim. Down the other side with Helms. Helms in a trap situation, almost gets stripped by Orand. Now here's King, works it in. Matthews back out to Thomason, and here's Barnett for three. Won't go, rebound Sisney, and Girard takes over again. Coach Urlacher wants a timeout, so we will take one with him here on Girard Sports Live. 15-13 is the score. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust, federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
Back on Girard Sports Live, 15-13 after the 30-second timeout. That's the second timeout that we've seen in this contest, and with it just being a one-score game pretty much the entire duration, Rams have had two two-score leads, or two possession leads, I should say. Girard has yet to pull away by more than 2 points. This is the largest lead that they've had tonight. Out to Mooneyham as she tries to work inside, and a loose ball out of bounds. Heads back to the Rams.
I think something to note just with Kennedy Keller and her defense is she seems to be always on the other side of the court and at least jogging down the court with the Riverton Rams whenever they're bringing the ball up the court, just from that competitive side of defense and how she always seems to be doing the press. And even if the full team isn't, she always seems to be there to try to poke the ball free.
Loose ball goes in favor of Girard. It was fought for by Mooneyham and Matthews. And the Trojans take over, but I like what you were saying there about Keller, as she's playing defense almost like a defensive back in football, just constantly face guarding her opponent, which on that possession seemed to be Ellie Helms. Shot from Mooneyham won't go. Rebound Boatman on the floor. Jump ball, I'm assuming?
I think it is. If it's a jump ball, it's in favor of the Rams.
Referee has a quick discussion with a couple players.
Looks like that is what they ended up calling.
Trap up top. Now here's Helms trying to make it around a couple defenders. Her shot goes blank, and another jump ball called. So Girard gets it right back and reverses the arrow. Kester will check in for Mooneyham. Looked like she was grabbing Keller for a moment, and instead Mooneyham hits the bench. So now starters on the floor for the Trojans.
Yep, and with about 40 seconds left in this first half, Coach Herlocker has really only used his starting five, and then he subbed in Augie Mooneyham to give each girl a break here and there, but he's really just sticking with his starters and trying to see probably how long they can go before getting tired.
Boatman called for a control foul, and she's getting pretty fired up over some of these whistles that are being blown when she's got the ball. Not too happy with the officiating. I think that one was kind of an either way situation. Seen them go both defensive and offensive, so wouldn't say it was super questionable by any means. Loose ball is headed to the baseline, and Kester tries to save it. Boatman was on the floor, throws a nutmeg underneath Barnett, and just a bit of a confusing play. You definitely don't practice that one.
No, that's just kind of one of those things that happen during a game, and see what ends up happening. But at about 10 seconds left here on the game clock.
5 and counting. King for 3 to take back the lead, won't get it. Boatman does not get the shot off, and that will be the end of half. 15-13. Both teams hitting pretty much right on their average for both quarters. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back with halftime stats and analysis. Stay tuned.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private apartment. Call 620-724-6760 to schedule your tour today. Homestead of Girard, senior living with compassion, comfort, and community.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
I was hoping to talk to someone about updating my insurance policy.
I am able to understand complete sentences.
That was a complete sentence?
I didn't understand that.
Or can I just talk to a person?
No one talks to humans anymore.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I hear you. Why don't we review your coverage with a super check?
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call Judd, Lori, Jenny, or Amber in Girard today. Call service is outstanding in their field. especially for those that are stuck, well, out standing in their field. Coles carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Coles continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Coles Service, 620-724-4121. See more at ColesServiceLLC.com.
Back on Girard Sports Live, halftime show is brought to you by GN Bank, where they've been providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to GN Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. And to keep your eye on the game is brought to you by Kennar Eye Care. As we take a look back at the first half, Kennar Eye Care is making sure you can see what you're looking at. Kennar Eye Care, with locations in Pittsburgh and Girard, is here to help their valued customers. Learn more at KennarEyeCare.com. Caleb, looking back on this first half, it's been low scoring, not a lot of stats on the board. But what do you got for us, analysis-wise?
I mean, some of the things that I had written down was just the points for this first half. And something surprising is the highest scorer for the Lady Trojans tonight is Augie Mooneyham coming off of the bench with those 2 threes that she had that were pretty identical to each other. Following behind her are Marley and Erica, both with 3. Maddie has 2, and Carson has that sole free throw with 1. So not a very high-scoring game for the ladies tonight, but definitely a defensive effort and a quick game with that too. I mean, I think we had talked about it, about 30 minutes of real time of just probably one of the quickest halves that you've seen. The other thing that I have written down is that there are 3 steals on the night for the girls. And so that's going to be one of the big things for the second half, is making sure that they can keep up those steals and making sure that they continue to get good shots and making good shot selections.
Yeah, and those halftime stats are brought to you by B&B Excavating. The numbers don't lie. Dirt is heavy, so trust the guys at B&B Excavating to move what needs moving, specializing in septic systems, water line install and repair, driveways, rock hauling, and leveling. B&B Excavating, call 620-724-2735. But like you were saying, Augie Mooneyham being the leading scorer, and occasionally you run into these types of games, low scoring. You got to have somebody kind of break free, and Mooneyham seems to be that character tonight in this contest. Just looking across the board, we talk about the leading scorers. You have Maddie Kester, you have Erica Boatman, and then you have Carson O'Rand. Those are kind of those leading scorer names, those kind of household names in Girard basketball right now. And those players are having trouble finding ways to the basket. And I think that's because, Riverton, as good of a team as they are, they're definitely working on, hey, let's keep the ball out of their hands, make somebody else make the plays. And Girard, it looks like they're running the same kind of scheme. You had Keller pretty much face guarding Ellie Helms the entire first half. And then, of course, Kinley King and Savannah Matthews finding some trouble getting to the basket. Avery Barnett has kind of been that lead scorer for the Rams so far. I believe she's got 6 on the night for the Rams, so she's looking to extend on that as well. But both teams, having some titles just pop off, and it's going to be one of those nights where, hey, we got to start working it to some other role players, find some people who can get a little more open or find a weak spot in that defense. It's not as much about the strong spot in your offense as it is a weak spot in the defense.
And I agree with you, and I think that's how Augie has become the leading scorer tonight, with kind of how we had talked about earlier was that last 3 she had, she was wide open, and that's just because these Riverton Rams were so focused on guarding, kind of like how you said, Maddie Kester, Erica Boatman, Carson O'Rand, those people that you would consider to be the higher scorers on this team.
Yeah.
And so that's what's really let Augie get wide open and let her get a good shot, and that's happened twice now. And so that's kind of going to be the thing going forward, is if you can get her and maybe some of those other girls that don't score as much those opportunities, you can see how well they can really take this thing and see how far they can spread this lead.
Well, and this formula, I think, is super favorable for Girard because you have those role players like we've listed before. But the other players on the team, like Mooneyham. Just looking down the roster, Mooneyham, Trezona, who gets in occasionally as well, and then just even Briley Black being able to step in and take up those roles almost just as effectively, or about 95% of capacity, is so favorable for Girard, because you can sub those 3 big name players, quote unquote big name players, out of the game, and you will still have the same effectiveness on the floor offensively and defensively. So I would say the Rams might be in for a little bit of trouble here in the second half, but they've held on pretty well. Girard is having a little bit of trouble working the ball down the floor. I think some rash shots here and there, slowing down a couple of possessions, and then just finding that first open shot and taking it. Trying to drive the lane really hard, I think, could be really important. But there's a couple changes here and there, and if Girard makes them or the Rams make them, whoever makes them first, that's going to be the team that starts to pull away here in the third quarter.
And I agree with you that the biggest change I think personally that needs to be made for this Lady Trojan team is just cleaning up the way that they play their offensive possessions, and how making sure that you get good shots and not just taking that first shot available and passing maybe to the open teammate or someone that you wouldn't really see shoot the ball too often, because that's how you're going to beat this Riverton team.
Well, we'll go ahead and send it to one more quick break, and we'll be right back for the second half of basketball. Stay tuned.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
Selling equipment can be a hassle, whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire. The time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at bigironauctions.com.
And we're back for the second half of action. If you're just joining us, I'm Drake Miller here, joined by Caleb Humble, taking you through tonight. Stay tuned for after the girls' game. We've got the boys' game coming up. Riverton 13, Girard 15 right now, entering the third quarter. Starters on the floor for both squads. To get things started, Boatman trying to open it up. Can't grab the buckets. And it's back the other direction. King working it into the corner. Whoa. I was about to say.
There you go. Okay.
It looked like she took 2 big steps there.
With how many travels have been called, I was going to be really surprised.
I was like, my eyes, I thought they were deceiving me for a second. I was like, maybe I'm just wrong about this. It looked like she pulled that pivot foot, but travel call there on the Rams. That was Rylan Thomason.
Looks like another foul. It's called on Erica Boatman. I don't know who it was on.
Looks like it'll go against Matthews. So I must have been incorrect. They showed that Matthews had a foul earlier on in the game, but now they're saying she has 2. Sisney underneath, trying to work against King, and this one's loose. On the rebound, makes its way out to Barnett. King will take it down the floor to set up the offense with Thomason. Thomason underneath. Barnett from the free throw line, gets it to go. Ties the game up at 15 apiece. O'Rand works her way underneath. Kick out, Kester, bang!
There you go.
From the corner. 18 to 15.
That's going to be big if you're the Trojans, if you can get Maddie going and get her scoring ability to really come out here in the third quarter.
King working the perimeter with Barnett and Thomason. Here's Helms now from the logo. Barnett underneath, and another walk called here in the paint. That one goes against Ryland Thomason. And what a three to hit from Kester on that last possession right in front of the student section. No better way to get them fired up and help get that sixth man involved in this game.
Yep, big momentum thing there.
Loose ball goes out of bounds. They'll say O'Rand was the last to touch it, and Rams will take over.
But I agree with what you said earlier. It looks like Kennedy Keller's just kind of face guarding Helms and going where she goes and playing uptight defense.
Blocked shot ends up in the hands of Boatman. So now Girard will draw up the offense. Trying to work it underneath to Keller. Reverse layup won't go. Matthews keeping her at bay. Here's King for three. 4v5 down there in the paint. And foul called. This one, I believe, is going to go against Maddie Kester. And that it will. She was the one trying to swat from behind.
That was almost Maddie's third block of the game.
So here's Thomason to try and make it a 1-point game, and it's off right. Could still bring this back to a 2-point game with a make here. Some pretty important free throws when you really think about it. Such a low-scoring game. You'd like to capitalize, and she goes 0 for 2. O'Rand and Mooneyham outside on the perimeter with Keller. Working inside, Keller lays it in. 2015, the largest lead that Girard has had tonight. Keller has been looking for that layup all night and finally gets one.
And with that basket now, every starter has scored in this game, which we haven't really been keeping track of it, but I feel like that's a streak we should start keeping track of to see how many games every single starter scores in.
A nice retaliation there. Ryland Thomason on the answer for the Rams. Says, I may not be able to drop it in from the stripe, but I can hit one from the perimeter. Keller underneath, kick out to Kester. Here it goes,
there
splash! It is. In for three.
Maddie had looked like she wanted to shoot it right before she passed it.
Kester finding her stride. Thomason, loose ball. Sticks with the Rams. Poked out by O'Rand. King gets it into Helms. Here's King for three. Short. Matthews on the rebound, gets fouled on the putback. Looking to bring it back within three if she can knock down these two free throws. Rams have been pretty spotty from the charity stripe tonight, and it continues to trend in that direction.
That's something that this Lady Trojan team has always been great about, which whenever you think of a high school team, you don't ever think that their free throw shooting is going to be over so great, but the Trojans are really a great free throw shooting team, and I think that's always just come from Coach Herlocker's conditioning drills.
Three-pointer blocked by Keller. Helms puts it back in. So Keller blocked the first, but it just wasn't enough to keep Helms away. Talking about free throws, though. Rams are 0 for 4 on the last four, on the last two trips. Had they made even two of those, it'd be a tie game here. Here's Keller for three. Almost gets the answer. And I'm sure she would have loved to have hit that one.
Definitely.
Blocked shot by Keller once again. And we've got a foul called on the other side. This one goes against O'Rand. They're going to say she was a bit too aggressive against Ellie Helms.
I don't know if you saw that. I kind of just thought that they ran into each other. I wouldn't necessarily call that a foul.
Well, Helms, we talked about Boatman getting fired up. Helms now seems to be pretty fired up for the Rams. After that three, looked like she was hooting and hollering about something.
Yep, and after that foul, looks like Marley Sisney came into the game, and I think coach had decided to sit. Oh, I didn't. Carson Oran is who had taken the seat.
Double dribble called against the Rams. Will turn the ball over once more. So now Keller will take it down the floor, taking the lead point with O'Rand on the bench. Trojans really opening up the middle of the floor right now. Now Boatman trying to post up. Kick out Sisney. Here's for three. Just a bit short. Mooneyham tries for the putback. Won't go. No foul called. But the Trojans retain possession. Nice reset on the shot clock. Boatman now trying to drive. Kick out to Keller. And they're going to recollect here. Boatman hands it off to Kester. Now Keller for three. Can't get it to go. Helms gets the rebound. And everybody calling for a travel there as the Rams call a timeout. I wasn't quite looking at that side of the floor as I thought that one was going deep. We'll go ahead and give a credit to our other timeout sponsor. This timeout is brought to you by Salon 214, now open at 107 North Ozark in Girard. Take a timeout to pamper yourself with Vanessa and her team at Salon 214. Then take a timeout to check out Salon 214 on Facebook. 1:40 remaining here in the third. With such a close game and both teams having so much success throughout the season, you can see both teams, they want this so bad, and both crowds want this so bad for their squads.
I agree with you. I think this game will almost be a turning point for both of these teams, seeing which team is going to probably be that top team in the CNC this year and which team will just be that second team.
Barnett underneath. It's a two-point game as it stands. Helms gets a foul called underneath. What do you think of that one, Caleb?
I didn't agree with it. I thought that was all ball. I know we're up here and the refs are down there, but from where I'm standing, I thought it was clean, but.
Never know about audio cues and whatnot, what could be going on underneath that we can't see, that they can't see, or that they can, but I kind of agreed. I felt like with the aggression and the physicality that's been going on all night, that one seemed softer. Misses on her second for Helms as she brought it within one with those free throws. This one heads out of bounds and Girard possession. 1:13 remaining here in the third.
Yep, and with those free throws, I think you're right. I believe the Rams are 1 for 8 on their last 8 free throws, and so that's just
last 4 visits.
One of the big things is just if they could make those, this would be a different game.
Kester draws a blank from the free throw line. So now King will work it down under a minute. 30 seconds separating shot clock and game clock. Helms in the corner, trying to work it underneath to King. She does, or no, that's Barnett. King on the outside for three, gets it. Breaks away with a 2-point lead for Riverton.
And that is the third lead change of this game. That's
Oran.
I mean, the lead changes, that's rare for this Lady Trojan team, and that's not common. That's definitely some adversity along with just it being such a close game that this team's not used to.
20 seconds. Oran's pass went out of bounds, and Sisney couldn't gather the low pass. So now the Rams get kind of a bonus possession here. 13 seconds. Probably just want to work this one down and get some kind of shot up. 7 and counting. Thomason to Barnett. Barnett kick out. Helms for three. Can't go. Air ball. And a 2-point difference as we head into the fourth here on Girard Sports Live. We'll be right back after this break.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
Back on Girard Sports Live, 25-23 is the score here in the fourth. 8 minutes of regulation to go. Rams lead by 2. Talked about it before, how many lead changes have been in this game, and I'd say we're due for at least a couple more.
Hopefully at least just one more.
King has it on the corner. Matthews gets fouled on her way to the bucket. Matthews went 0 for 2. Sisney will cost her a foul, but maybe not feeling too rough about that one.
That's honestly what I was thinking, that it's just Marley's first foul and at least making the opponent earn it from the line. And so far this game, it's honestly been worth it to send the Riverton girls to the line.
That might be something Coach Erlacher is telling, is saying, you know, outside of Helms, and even Helms has only made 1, but outside of Helms, you can probably send just about anybody to the line because they're just a little flat from the charity stripe. 7:30. Boatman tries to tie it up here, and she
gets it.
26 apiece. The foul pays off, and Boatman answers respectively. Now Riverton to try and pull away again. Barnett over to Matthews. Her no dice underneath, and Sisney gathers the rebound. I'd say you can probably expect most of these girls to be on the floor for the remaining 7 minutes in this contest. Kester on the bench right now, and we've got a jump ball.
And that's one of the things that if you're Coach Herlocker, you might try to get Maddie just back into this game with just how explosive she was with scoring in that third quarter to really try to get the Trojans up in front of the Riverton Rams.
And speak of the devil.
Speak it into existence.
Erlacher says, Caleb, I like the way you think. We'll throw her in. So Kester steps in. Boatman kick out to Sisney, and now here's Keller. Takes a power dribble for two, won't go. Rebound Thomason, and it's a race. And it will fall and one. And the Trojans, bad luck persists on the whistle.
I get unbiased, but I don't even agree with that and one.
Thomason's free throw is blanked. So now only a 2-point game. Oran to Boatman. Boatman has a couple threes today. Just about this whole roster has had a couple of threes. And Boatman pretty satisfied with that whistle.
Yeah.
She nods her head, says, finally.
I thought it was going to be a stepping on the line foul out of bounds, and I was going to be a little upset.
So that's Matthews' third foul, not in any immediate trouble of fouling out as Boatman tries to put back. Once again, can't get it to go. Barnett now on the transition down the floor. Kicks out for King. Three. Won't go. Rebound Boatman. And wouldn't that have been?
That would have been big for the Rams. That would have.
Big three-pointer opportunity. And here's another one to take it back.
Oh.
They're going to.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that happened earlier in the year. They count the shot clock as if you're being out of bounds.
Did you think it hit the shot clock?
I saw it. I mean, that's what I thought happened, unless they're saying something else, but I figured that's what they were calling there, and that's just.
That was the call, but can't dwell on it too long. Just super unfortunate. Here's Thomason for three.
That would have made it worse.
Oh, and Keller just loses it. Had it taken away from Barnett. And it just falls through her arms. Still 5:30 left in this game. Not even close to running out of time for this Girard team.
The amount of tension in the room just makes it seem like there's 2 minutes left, and
well, in this situation, every single point matters. And talk about it as Barnett goes to the hoop, gets the and one. Barnett's free throw, banks it in, and draws up a 5-point difference here in this contest. Just under 5:30 to go here in the fourth. Orand working with Kester and Sisney on the outside. Keller, kick back out. Sisney tries for a reverse layup. Wanted a whistle. Urlacher wants a whistle. Nothing to be said about that possession. And now here's King for three to really open it up. Can't get it. Back to the Trojans with under 5.
if you're the Trojans here, you're looking definitely to get a 2 or a 3 at best.
Here's Oran for 3, can't go. Rebound Keller, the putback won't go. And Stevens or Savannah Matthews, excuse me, I said Stevens. She got it out. King now trying to use up probably as much time as possible. Barnett tries for another 2, can't get it to go. And Boatman saves it, but hits her head on the padding on the opposite side. So she'll hustle down the floor.
That was a big fall.
Mooneyham will come in. We'll hope she's okay. So that was a big fall. Big save, though, as well. I mean, really putting your body on the line for this game, and that could have easily been a difference in 3 or 4 points, you know, 3 or 4 point swing.
Definitely, and that just kind of shows you how bad this team wants to win.
Oh, just off the mark from Kester. They're going to regroup there at the top of the key. And I'd be surprised if we don't see a full court press come out here in the next minute or so.
You would expect it.
From Urlacher. Thomason. King inside to Barnett. And she takes a tumble with a chance to bring this to 7 points. That'd be a 3-possession game, the largest of the contest. Barnett's first. Bit long. Girard fans holding their breath right now. You'd like to keep the damage to a minimum. All the pressure in the world on Barnett to try and make this lead just a little bit larger. And she capitalizes on her second. So still a 2-possession game if you want to look at it that way. 3 twos though is how I'd be looking at it. You gotta put some points on the board here if you're the Trojans. Mooneyham. Boatman. She gets fouled. Finally gets the call she's been looking for all night. So she'll get to head to the line. Now the pressure on Erica Boatman, and that one just a bit flat.
Another thing to add is that is Matthews' 4th foul, and so one more and she's out of the game. With Erica not being in foul trouble, that might be a size advantage for the Trojans.
And can't get the second. So close on both. A good stroke for both shots, but both just end up rattling out of the rim. So now the Rams get to run off a little more clock here with the 6-point lead. And blocking foul called underneath. Ooh. Man.
I think that should be the 5th, and it should send her to the line.
So that'll be Boatman's 4th. Now she's in trouble. So you don't want to take that 50-50 chance anymore against Matthews.
No.
But you would like to get her out of the game, as she has just been a force to be reckoned with down there at the base. Helms makes her first. Now the Trojans in some real trouble here. Two for two.
You're going to think that the ladies need at least some type of scoring on this possession.
Needed some type of scoring on the last 2 probably to try and keep morale up, but right now they have drawn a blank on the last 5 possessions. Here's Sisney for 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound Matthews. Student section saw something down there in the base that they wanted a foul called. No whistle blown here with 2:30 remaining. Still 2 minutes to go.
About 10 seconds on the shot clock.
No way.
Really?
So Boatman fouls out.
Drake, I don't know what you think about that.
I don't know. It's been a little spotty all night, I gotta say. But if you're the Trojans, you gotta work through it. You gotta push through this. Just had Boatman foul out. Matthews headed to the line. Can't capitalize on her first. You need points on this next possession. If you don't get them, that could pretty much be it. Matthews gets her second and draws up a 9-point lead. And Orand, the pass to Orand, out of bounds. Bonus possession here for the Rams.
I think really ever since the third quarter, the girls are kind of playing uncharacteristic of themselves and just kind of, I don't want to say being careless, but they're not playing how they normally play.
Well, when you look at the turnover battle, the Rams have won it. And there, speak of the devil, turnover from Matthews. 1:45, only 15 seconds pulled off the clock on that possession as Black gets it in to Orand. And here we go. This is the one. You gotta get it here and then D up. You need a score, stop, score, stop, score. It's gonna take a lot here. Orand to Sisney. Driving inside and gets the foul called, and Matthews will be out of this game. And that's what the Trojans wanted.
If you're Girard, you definitely wanted the three there, but I mean, stopping the clock and getting a couple free throws while also having Matthew exit the game, that's going to be big, especially with having Erica Boatman on your bench after she fouled out.
And now you've got to be aggressive on the rebound here for this second free throw. Sisney. So close on these
Just
three free
out.
throws. There's a lid on this basket. Sisney for her second, gets it to go. And the scoring drought is broken by a free throw. 8-point difference right now. As Keller tries to take it away, and timeout called by the Rams. Keep it here for the time being with such a high intensity game. You come down to the wire like this, and Keller is slow to get up. She hit the deck. Didn't notice until I looked back over on that side of the floor. So we will actually take a break here on Girard Sports Live. Keep you updated when we come back. Be right back after a quick word from our sponsors.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust, federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
35-27 is the score. 8 points separate these two teams as we work it down to the wire. Just under 90 seconds remaining. And the Trojans in a position that they haven't found themselves in pretty much all season.
I mean, you could go past saying all season. This is probably the most this Lady Trojan team has been down probably in the past 2 years. Unless you're talking about that last game they played last season where they were, I think, even down by less than this to end the game. And so just that difference in what they're used to and how this game is kind of shaped out to be is going to make a big difference in how this Lady Trojan team plays moving forward.
Trying to dial up some aggression here. You're hoping for anything and everything. Rams just trying to work some of the clock. And Kester will get called for a foul. Barnett, the recipient, will head to the line. I'd say if you're the Trojans, you're kind of in that foul mode, more than likely. The two that I would not target would be Barnett and Helms. They seem to be pretty proficient from the line. And as I say that, she draws a blank on the first.
On the other side of the court, you're going to need a quick three. You don't have much time left, and you're going to need more than one of those.
And gets the second to fall. So back up to a 9-point lead. Mooneyham takes it down the floor. Orand trying to drive. Can't find an opening. Now Mooneyham had Sisney across the floor. Mooneyham takes a three off the mark. And jump ball called. Will go to the Rams. Gonna be a tough comeback now.
Here's that full court press that we had talked about, but I almost think that came a little bit too late.
A little too little, too late action. Very interesting foul call there.
Really?
I don't know if Orand was really trying to foul, but regardless, that sends Helms to the line to try and extend this into double digits. And she does. I'd say she pretty well shut the door here.
That might just do it.
41 seconds. It's a tall order for a 4-possession game, even when you're knocking down threes. Cherry on top. Kester hands it off. Sisney to Orand. They're just going to run the traditional offense. Orand finds herself long three. Won't go. Mooneyham gets the board. Gets hacked at, and now she goes up. Fouled for two.
Her second personal. Shooting at line number 24 on Mooneyham.
Missed on the first from Mooneyham. And the second drops in. Down inside of 20 seconds. Almost a strip ball there from Mooneyham, trying to get one more steal on the stat sheet. And Helms will dribble this one out. The Rams accelerated in the fourth and didn't look back. What we thought was a marathon turned into a sprint. And the Trojans didn't have enough in them to pull it off in the fourth. 38-28 is the final score. A rare happening here in Riverton for Girard as we send it into the post-game show. Post-game show is brought to you by Eastside Cafe. This winter, dine-in only. Restrictions apply. Experience the best breakfast in town 6 days a week at 120 South Ozark Street in Girard. Eastside Cafe, a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. And player of the game for tonight. We want to run through that real quick here, Caleb.
Yeah, I'm honestly interested to see what you're thinking for player of the game tonight.
I would say Maddie Kester, I think, would have to get it, either her or Mooneyham. I think Mooneyham with the steals kind of gives her a little bit of an edge, but with such a low-scoring game, I think you have to look outside of points and give it to Mooneyham.
I mean, I agree with you. Kind of going into what you said, Maddie was the leading scorer tonight with 8 points, but Augie, even on the scoring side of things, had those 2 threes that were kind of back-to-back, and And with her defensive efforts, I agree with you. I'd give it to Augie Mooneyham tonight.
Well, Mooneyham only 1 point shy of Kester after that last free throw, so a 7-8 comparison. Kester obviously with some limited time, facing a bit of a tweak in her ankle, so that was expected going into tonight's contest, but tough showing, just something that we talked about coming out of the winter break. A little flat-footed on the offensive side of things, and that certainly was exploited here tonight. Defensively, though, I gotta say the Trojans looked pretty sound.
I agree with you. I think this was honestly probably the biggest challenge or the hardest game for the Lady Trojans coming out of break with last week. Kind of just some of those easier opponents that they went against, and so this was kind of the first real challenge that they had to face, and just kind of fell short, and that's just unusual for this team, especially to lose by that much and not just losing by 1 or 2 scores, but just really being down by double figures is just different for this team.
Well, we'll go ahead and send it to a break, and we'll be right back with the post-game interview on Girard Sports Live. Stay tuned for that. And after that, the boys' game to follow. So more basketball coming up next on Girard Sports Live. We'll be right back.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your field and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. And now Matt's care for farmers goes beyond seed as an agent for the new 4-state farm and ranch. From the best inputs available to the protection you need, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy at Murphy Seed.
Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of Girard schools. For generations, Farmers Bank has worked with local leaders, businesses, and residents to help shape the future of Southeast Kansas. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. As partners in business and friends in life, Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village. People caring about people in the loving spirit of Christ. Spacious apartments made to feel like home. And a loving, caring, experienced staff. That's the Prairie Mission difference. A continuing retirement community promoting person-centered care with an on-site clinic from Labette Health and offering independent living apartments, assisted living, and long-term care, all with the respect and care our loved ones deserve. Prairie Mission Retirement Village, St. Paul, 620-449-2400.
There's a lot of choices when you think about buying crop insurance. One thing that's important to us is the roots and loyalty of where you come from and knowing who you can trust. And with all the obstacles that farmers are dealing with on a constant basis, we're there and we're living those struggles and we understand them. And we got to put bushels in the bin to provide for each family. And when that doesn't happen, it's good to know you have a good crop insurance agent to cover you when the hard times happen.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better, better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better, better is better at Heidrick's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
Call service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, well, outstanding in their field. Calls carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Calls continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
Welcome back to the post-game show here on Girard Sports Live. I'm here with head coach Brad Urlacher. Coach, tough showing tonight. Fell to Riverton by 10. What's your overall analysis on tonight and how the girls played?
We were flat on offense. Defensively, I don't know if the kids could play any better. I thought they played their hearts out on defense. Erica got in foul trouble and then fouls out, and she's an important piece to it. I never felt like we really moved the ball. We would make one pass or two passes, and then we'd hold on to it. And against the zone, you got to move the ball around, and still at the same time, I would say that we got shots that we usually make and shots that we can successfully do. So, our offensive execution, obviously, and then, I've never seen somebody shoot a shot to miss. So, they tried to make those shots. It just wasn't our night that way, and you hope the defense. And I thought our defense played, as well as it could against a really good Riverton team. You hope when you don't shoot well that you're not playing one of the best teams, and they are one of the best teams in the league. So, we'll have to come back to the drawing board. We only got a couple days, and Frontenac will come to town, and Frontenac's got a really nice ball club as well. So if we don't get our execution down, then that'll be a tough game for us to play as well.
I was about to say, with a team like Frontenac coming in town and you getting to play back in that home atmosphere, what are the things that you're booting up for that next game this Friday?
Yeah, we just got to come out and play our game. Frontenac's, they're young and they like to pressure, so we'll have to handle their pressure and all the stuff that they do, and have to just execute offensively better than we did tonight, and hopefully a few more of the shots fall. So.
Yeah, and then in this heart of the season, just something that we had talked about on the broadcast was that the defense was really executing, and later on in the game just kind of seemed to take off a little bit and just everything looked a little bit flat. Is there something about that fourth quarter that really kind of caught your eye in this game?
It's probably our offense more than our defense. We just didn't make shots. I don't know what we had there in the second half, but it wasn't a whole lot of points, and especially in that fourth quarter. And when you play a good team, that's the other part of it I talked about. We spent a lot of time yesterday talking about defense, but when you play a good team, it's not just defense. You also have to execute on offense, and that combined. We've been at home all season long. We've been at home, so this was our first really tough road game, and a tough place to play, and we've had a tough week as a community, and so just got to come back, keep working hard. That's all you can do. Trust the process, and just keep working to have success.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us here on Girard Sports Live. This post-game coach interview is brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Learn more online at mybankcmb.com. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back for the boys' game.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty, fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big
The
loss.
Trojan sack means $2 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $2 short stacks the following day. Dine in only. Restrictions apply. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
Here at Pittsburgh Interiors, we are proud to be family owned and operated, serving our community with quality style and service since 1999. Step into our showroom and explore furniture, flooring, window treatments, mattresses, and more. Whether you're designing a dream home, office, or simply just adding that finishing touch, our expert team is here to help. Discover why families and businesses have trusted us for over 25 years. Pittsburgh Interiors, where style meets comfort and family comes first.
And we're back on Girard Sports Live for the pregame show of the boys' game. This pregame show is brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for over 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. As well as the presenting sponsor, Crocan. Girard Sports Live is presented by Crocan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas with Crocan. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crocan has to offer at ckt.net. Booting up for the boys' game. These two teams, the boys and the girls, playing a very similar style of basketball, except as of last time we were here on Girard Sports Live, the boys' offense looking very efficient.
I mean, I agree with you. I think the big thing with this boys' team is whenever you compare them to the girls, is just the girls have more of a defensive-focused style of play, and then the boys are just kind of their scorers, and that's a big thing coming off the bench with having high scorers. Whenever you're able to have people like Briggs Buckingham or Briar Schultz that are able to come off the bench and score for you. But then you also, of course, have your starters with, you have people like Blake Brokaw or Perrin Stevens, Jackson Smith, Harrison Burke. You could go on and on about guys on this team that are scorers. And so I think the big thing for this Trojan team is just trying to outscore this Riverton squad tonight and see how well they can keep up with their level of scoring and see how well their defense can match up with that specifically.
Yeah, and those keys to the game are brought to you by the Booster Club sponsor, which tonight is Girard Medical Center. Girard Medical Center is proud to serve our local community and proud to employ so many Trojan fans. Girard Medical Center, rooted in rural, focused on you, and tonight's Booster Club game sponsor. So booting up for this contest, looks like the similar starters here for Girard, and we'll get to the Rams here in a second as the starting lineups are brought to you by the Jagged Edge. The Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at the Jagged Edge. Stylist Carla Sands will have you looking your best for your next big game. Make an appointment soon by calling 620-724-7500. Let's go ahead and get into those starting lineups. Caleb, if you want to start us off with the Riverton Rams.
So to start off with this Riverton team, we have number 1, Aiden Witherspoon, who is a junior. Number 4, Tyler Reitz, is also a junior. Number 10, Levi Mann, a sophomore. Number 13, Liam Buerge, a senior. And number 14, Kale Forbes, a senior.
And then on the other side of things for the Girard Trojans, number 1, the 5'11 junior, Perrin Stevens. Number 4, the 6'2 sophomore, Jackson Smith. Number 5, the 6'1 junior, Harrison Burke. Number 12, the 6'2 junior, Ben Cullen. And number 35, the 5'11 junior, Blake Brokob.
Number 5, the junior, Harrison Burke. Number 12.
Both teams coming into tonight looking to take yet another victory and put themselves in the win column continuously through the heart of this season.
And now for the starting lineup for your Riverton Rams. Number 1,
The Trojans currently on the season are 5-1, facing off against the 6-2 Rams. So both Rams teams, both the boys and the girls, 6-2 before tonight. The girls advanced to 7-2 after a victory over the Trojans. It was close, if you missed that one, until the fourth quarter, and the Rams pulled away with a 10-point victory. Trojans held the lead at halftime and at the end, up until the end of the third, where the Rams pulled away by 2. And here we go. Opening tip-off is brought to you by Farmers Bank. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard.
This time we would like to recognize Officials Appreciation Week. Our game officials play a vital role in high school athletics by ensuring fair play, sportsmanship, and the safety of our student athletes. Their commitment, knowledge, and dedication to making competition possible at all levels. With humility and kindness, please join us in showing respect and appreciation for tonight's officials and for all those officials who serve across high school sports across the state.
Officials
Thank you, officials, for your time, your professionalism, and your service to our student athletes and our schools.
receiving some recognition here by Superintendent Kevin Cooper. That's Dr. Kevin Cooper. And Girard starts it off with the ball. Brokob look to open it up with a 3 here as we get started in the first. Work the perimeter. Brokob, he will open it up. Won't get it though. Stevens tries for the save. Can't get that either. Back the other direction for the Rams. Work the perimeter. 3-point from Forbes. Won't go. Rebound, Perrin Stevens. Another shot, drawing a blank here on the Trojan side as we head back the other direction. Some quick possessions here from both sides of the ball.
I think that's just going to be how this game ends up being played out. It's just quick and fast-paced. Might be similar to how those first 2 quarters of the girls' game was, where it's shot clock and the game clock kind of adds up with real time.
Here's Wrights. Wrights trying to knife his way down the right side and cannot get there. Foul on the floor. This one goes against Perrin Stevens. First foul of the game accredited to him. Inbound makes its way to Witherspoon. Another 3 ball from Forbes. Pretty much similar to the first as it bounces on the rim, and a rebound from the Trojans. They swing the perimeter. Now a minute and a half gone. Still no points on the board for either of these teams. Working it down the floor is Levi Mann, and he gets it taken away. Fast break situation here for Girard. Smith gets blocked. Tries for the pump fake. And this is just two defensive powerhouses going at it.
Just back and forth. I mean, steal or takeaway or anything. And that
blocked shot.
And on that was a great play by Perrin Stevens just to get, I don't even really know what he did, but
forced the Trojans with another possession here. Brocob toilet bowls out of the rim. And now another break the other direction. This time it's Berge. Berge gets the two to fall and breaks the ice here in Riverton for the boys' game. Stevens couldn't quite save it, and out of bounds it goes.
Yep, and looks like Coach Westcott didn't see much scoring there in the first with the starters, and so he's going to sub in that trio of the bench players that he always seems to put together with Briggs Buckingham, Adrian Newton, and Briar Schultz all checking in.
We saw against Baxter Springs last time we were here on Girard Sports Live. Buckingham opened up the scoring for Girard after a slow first couple of minutes. We'll see if maybe that'll be the solution here in this contest as well. Foul called against, I believe that'll go against Ben Cullen for his first. I didn't think it was too aggressive, maybe just a wrong place, wrong time kind of situation for him.
Again, I mean, might be our view, but I didn't even really see him touch him, so.
Definitely was contact, but it looked like they kind of went over and under each other, and it was just kind of, like I said, wrong place, wrong time. Here's a shot from Mann, won't go on the floater, still 2-0 score. Down the floor. They'll work it to Newton. And now back to the top with Cullen as he directs traffic. Stevens gets it to Buckingham. They continue to work the perimeter. Cullen underneath. Big miss from Briar Schultz. And he gets his nose wiped by the ball on its way back. And a retaliation, too, from Tyler Reitz.
I think on that one, Briar just got a little bit of ahead of themselves, and he was kind of surprised to be even left that wide open.
Talk about wide open. Adrian Newton knocks down a three to start the scoring here for Girard. Last time it was Buckingham in that group of, or that trio. This time Newton trying to make a name for himself. Underneath, kick out, pump fake from Berge as he drives. The shot won't go. Picked up and kicked back out as they reestablish. Forbes does not receive the pass as it's tipped out of bounds by Newton. Brocob comes in for Stevens. Berge, Mann, and Reitz all step out for the Rams. The new faces being Noah Parker, Caden Quick, and can't find the other name. There it is, 25. That's Slate Wells. Still 4-3 as Brocob. Fast break down the other side. Got the bad read on Newton. A little bit messy out of both of these. Either messy or these defenses are just playing their hearts out and keeping everything locked down. Looks like kind of a mixture of both.
So far, it looks like we're going to have similar scoring to the girls' game of just tough, gritty defense and then occasional scores.
There's a shot that comes up flat. That was Caden Quick trying to get over Briar Schultz. Tough task in itself. Colin here at the top of the key. Works it to Schultz. Brocob now. Back out to Buckingham. Here's Newton for another three. Won't go. Rebound Witherspoon. Charge called against Witherspoon on his way down the floor. Buckingham was there for a solid second and took it like a champ.
I know we talked about it in our last broadcast, but that's just how Briggs makes up for his defensive style of play of just he always finds a way of just poking the ball away or taking charges, and it cannot feel good to take a charge whenever you're that size. It is.
On Witherspoon, not much taller, but certainly a little bit broader. And he was coming in like a freight train, and there he was again. This time gets the foul called against him again. So back-to-back fouls on Witherspoon in just a matter of about 5 seconds. Jackson Smith headed to the line to try and tie this game up. And that one's short. Four, 3, 2:25 on the clock. And Smith knocks down his second. 1 for 2 so far. 4-4 score. Back the other direction here. Caden Quick hands it off to Reitz. And now we've got an off-ball foul. See who this goes against. Perrin Stevens accredited with the foul. So now Schultz will have to sub right back in.
I believe that's Perrin's second foul.
So now Stevens and Witherspoon, both ones on each side of the floor, picking up 2 fouls here in the first. A little back and forth action there on the far side. Looking for a three was Levi Mann. Couldn't find an opening and dishes it off. 15 on the shot clock. Driving down the left lane and fouled was Caden Quick. He'll be headed to the line for 2.
Looks like they called that on Brocob.
Brocob, one of those guys that, even though I know that's his first foul, here in the first quarter, you'd like to see him exit clean with that 0 next to his name because of how important it is for a big man like him to be able to play in that position and play aggressive there towards the end of the game.
Definitely, and Blake is probably one of the more aggressive players that you'll see, and so you definitely, no matter when he gets his fouls, you want to be careful about how many he has and how he's going to be able to play with those.
A great bucket, great awareness from Burke. May have looked simple, but could have easily ran his way through Levi Mann there in the paint, but instead takes the floater and a bit more of an awkward shot, still gets it to fall. 6-6 score. As we near the 1 minute mark here, 1:10 remaining. Levi Mann, long three off the back iron. Rebound Rams, and they can't get it to go on the putback. That was Noah Parker with an opportunity, and here's Jackson Smith.
And
one. Just inside of 60 seconds. And Smith gets a big-time bucket with a chance to take a 3-point lead here in the first. That would be the largest lead so far in this game for Girard at least. The largest lead so far in the game has been 4, which was 4-0 by the Rams.
Yep, and just now it looks like Adrian Newton will check into the game, and Harrison Burke will take a seat.
Does not get the three-point conversion. As they work it down, Noah Parker looking for 3, can't get it, and whoa.
Something. Foul on.
They're going to call that against Buckingham. It looked like he was just going up for the rebound.
Kinda there.
I mean, yes, there was contact. He was going up for the ball, though. I don't think it was aggressive on either side. I felt like that was kind of just a scratch, you know.
I agree. I didn't see much there, at least.
Levi Mann came flying in. I don't know. Well, referee saw something. Mann gets to shoot 2 and makes only 1 of them, so Girard maintains their 1-point lead. As they move the ball, Smith inside to Burke. Reverse layup. Yes.
It's good.
Back up to a 3-point lead, which is the largest for Girard so far tonight. Last possession of the quarter. Mann tries to drive inside, loose ball, Brokob hands it away. They're trying to get a shot off. They do, and it falls. Noah Parker knocks down a 3 to tie this game up at the end of the first. 10-10's the score. We'll be right back after this.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust, federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Back on Girard Sports Live, and with some bonus points there at the end for Noah Parker. Grabs 3 at the end of the first to tie it up. So now the Rams looking to take a lead here instead of try to fight back from a deficit. Levi Mann looking for a long 3. He's taken 2 of those tonight. 0 for 2 so far. Does reset the shot clock, though. Witherspoon back in the game. Working it underneath, and a good bucket there from Tyler Ritz.
Yep, and with people being back into the game, Girard went with all of our starters.
Smith answers in due time.
I believe that was Harrison.
Yes, Burke. There's another shot there from Ritz, won't fall. Rebound, Brokob. Down the floor, Cullen tries to work it underneath. Brokob off the backboard, good for 2.
That was an interesting shot from Blake. He kind of just one-handed it up there. That was.
On the other side is Mann. Working the perimeter with Witherspoon and Ritz. Ritz, another 3 straight possessions with a shot from Tyler Ritz. Brokob underneath to Smith, and it's fumbled around with. Fast break. Mann has to step back looking for a 3, and long this time. Foul called on the 3-point shot here from Tyler Ritz. But Mann is 0 for 3 from outside the arc. Needs to find that medium. He was long on the last, but was short on the 2 long ones, so maybe just a step off the line would be his sweet spot.
Seems to be better with his free throws.
There's Ritz, 2 for 2 so far, and takes the lead, going 3 for 3. So Tyler Ritz has now shot a basket on 4 straight possessions from the Rams. Burke brings it back. Simple standard offense, and all of a sudden both of these teams starting to draw up a bit of a higher scoring game. 3 from Forbes, short again. Forbes also 0 for 3 from outside the arc. Stevens, he's fouled on the way to the basket and will be shooting 2. Chance to extend this to a 3-point lead. And Stevens off the back iron on the first. Cullen and Brokob step out for Buckingham and Newton. Schultz looking to come in for Perrin Stevens. Stevens makes his second, and that allows Schultz to come on in. 17-15. Here's Levi Mann. Trying to find a lane, and it's poked away by Briggs Buckingham. Another nice play from the freshman. They get it into Witherspoon. Kick out. And out of bounds once more, so Rams now have depleted 22 seconds off the shot clock. And we'll have to reestablish here. Here's a shot. Ritz once again. Rebound. Put back is good from Liam Berge. Ties this game up at 17s. On the perimeter. And tapped out of bounds by Berge. So Newton, oh, excuse me, not Newton, Smith will be on the inbound. So he gets it into Buckingham. Buckingham for 3, won't go. Rebound Witherspoon, and it's a fast break the other direction. Witherspoon carves his way through and draws a blocking foul. Harrison Burke credited with that one, his first.
I don't know if I agree with that. Harrison seemed to just kind of be standing down there waiting for the contact, but again, he must have moved in some way.
Something to be said about Witherspoon losing the ball and moving pretty fast down the floor. And travel call.
Yeah.
think the fans were wanting the over and back.
That's what I had originally thought it would be. But
I think it was kind of a mixture of both. Regardless, Girard ends up with the ball. Cullen gets the bucket. 2-point separation from Ben Cullen. There's a shot from Ritz. Won't go. Back out to the outside. And that pass is errant. Going the other way. Trojans take over. Brocob pulls up 3, just a bit deep. Here's a shot, won't go. That time from Wells of the Rams. Now Girard back the other direction. Buckingham gives it to Schultz. Now Cullen goes up and in. 21-17. Cullen has the 4 separating points. Mann takes it down the floor. As the Rams try to work the perimeter, here's a lane for Ritz. And man, he has been all over the floor tonight for Riverton.
Kind of seems like that's the only name that I keep hearing you say, and so he's just very involved for the Rams.
Smith gets his second foul on Tyler Ritz. Ritz is perfect tonight on free throws, 4 for 4.
Looks like coming into the game, Harrison Burke will check back in and Jackson Smith will take a seat.
And 5 for 5. Effective from the free throw line. That's one guy you just don't want to see at the stripe. 21-19 here in the second. 3 minutes to go. Girard with a 2-point lead as they give it to Schultz underneath. His shot blocked, and back the other direction with Levi Mann receiving the pass. Kicks it out. Quick drives and draws up a blank. Burke almost gets pickpocketed. Here's Brocob underneath. Can't get the bucket. And it's rebounded by Forbes. Mann to Forbes. Forbes takes a shot from the elbow. What a bucket. Gotta give credit where it's due. Through physicality and fading away, Cale Forbes. Brocob.
There you go.
Will get a chance from the free throw line here after the foul. 21 apiece as we enter under 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. His first is in and out.
Seems like if you're wearing maroon tonight, that ball does not want to go in whenever you're shooting a free throw.
It does not. Maybe a little more arch, I'm thinking. Because it just seems to be coming real hard off the rim. Gets that one to fall. No rim necessary that time. 22-21. Mann hands it off to Witherspoon. Works it to Forbes, and now underneath to Berge, and Buckingham draws the foul.
Foul number 13, Liam Berge, his second.
Berge claims his second foul with 1:30 remaining here in the second quarter. Brokob in the corner, 3, yes! Gets it to go. 25-21 is the score as we near a minute remaining, and a big and one from Levi Mann. What an answer. I'll tell you what, one thing this Riverton team is doing so well is shooting through the physicality.
I agree with you. I mean, it seems like every time that you think Girard's just about to pull away, this Riverton team really just reacts. And they're playing just as physical as Girard is, and that's going to be the big thing that could help them possibly win this game.
Spoke it into existence there, 25 apiece. After Berge drops down another 2. Brokob was looking for another corner 3. And they'll call out of bounds on Briggs Buckingham. So Adrian Newton will come in for him. Riverton with a chance to take a lead now for the first time in a minute. And a walk called against Levi Mann. Newton takes the inbound, 40 seconds and counting. Brokob takes it across midcourt. Now looking for an open receiver. Here's Burke. Inside of the paint. Gets the 2 to go.
I would just like to note how fundamental Harrison is playing. Seems like every single bucket he gets, it's either just a floater or a little lay-in or just off the backboard.
Taking the smart shots. Ritz can't get that one to fall. Now a chance for a bit of an extension here. Brokob for 3. Won't go. Schultz. His shot blocked. I was waiting to see if there would be a whistle there, but nothing to show of it. 27-25 is the score here at half. We'll take a break and we'll be right back with halftime stats and analysis. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Girard Sports Live, presented by Crocan.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You've heard go big or go home. At Big Iron Auctions, you can go big from home. With thousands of pieces of equipment, active auctions, bidding at your convenience, and an easy-to-use site, BigIronAuctions.com can help you grow big. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 to see how Big Iron Auctions can help grow your operation. Bid now, list now at BigIronAuctions.com.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private apartment. Call 620-724-6760 to schedule your tour today. Homestead of Girard, senior living with compassion, comfort, and community.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, preparing for a career in healthcare as part of Fort Scott Community College's nursing program. Or maybe you belong on stage as part of the Hounds band or theater department. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Hi, do you offer insurance bundling?
Enter authentication code to start transaction.
Where would I get the code?
Please enter code.
Okay. Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Wrong.
Let's talk about bundling and see if there are other ways for you to save with a super check.
That sounds great.
Here, take a look. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call Judd, Lori, Jenny, or Amber in Girard today.
Back on for the halftime show on Girard Sports Live. This halftime show is brought to you by GN Bank, where they've been providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to GN Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. And the eye on the game as we look back at the first half. Kanar Eye Care is here to make sure you can see what you're looking at. Kanar Eye Care, with locations in Pittsburgh and Girard, is here to help their valued customers. Learn more at canareyecare.com. So looking back at the first half, score is 27-25. Had a slow start, and then in the second quarter, both teams kind of finding their rhythm and on offense. Defensively, though, a little less sound, I would say.
I agree with you. I think that first half or that first quarter was really the defensive side of things, and then just exactly what you said, that second half that second quarter is whenever the offense really just took over, and it was back and forth, the scoring. And really it was just the Trojans are the ones that they're up by 2, and they were really the ones that kind of got that last scoring. But I feel like if the quarter was an extra minute or 2 longer, it could have been really back and forth, just how it was all quarter. And so I just think that's the biggest thing going into the third and fourth quarters, is just seeing how will the teams really be more of that defensive minded, or will they go back to that offensive high scoring way of play that they were doing in that second quarter.
I think both teams really recognizing how important rebounds were there in the second quarter, kind of laying off of the 3 ball, and we saw the Trojans capitalize on it a little more effectively than the Rams. The Rams, though, working it inside, getting some second opportunities and capitalizing. A couple of 4-point play or possessions where you saw an and one, and then the rebound goes in favor of Liam Berge, and he capitalizes. So that's a big swing. I mean, when you're talking about 27, 25 points, four points in a possession that's a pretty big deal around these parts, and those 3 balls also just kind of keeping Girard in it. I'd like to see some more interior work. We saw Harrison Burke really effective on the inside. Briar Schultz had a couple of good buckets made there, but just getting that interior going. Brocobb is trying to live on the perimeter right now. I think I'd like to see him post up just a little bit underneath. You know, there's not a huge size disadvantage when it comes to Girard versus Riverton, but what's going on right now is working for the Trojans, and we'll see if that persists through the third.
And I agree with you with the thing you had talked about with Blake Brocobb's wishing that you'd see him a little bit more inside. And I think the funny thing looking at the scoring column tonight for the guys is that the only 2 with 3s tonight are Blake and Adrian, and those are our 2 biggest guys that are out on the perimeter shooting, which obviously it's not going too terrible because they both made a 3, but I think the biggest thing is maybe to try to get those 2 guys inside and see how they can match up with rebounding, and that's going to be the thing, is that if they can get those rebounds, then they're going to get those quick, easy putback points that they would get just from those rebounds instead of being out on the perimeter.
Yeah, we've seen even one name I didn't mention was Ben Cullen, and he's been a great, second opportunity guy. He kind of went silent there in the second quarter, but there at the beginning was pretty pretty good to get that rebound and put it back up for another 2. But when you compare the first and the second, it's a drastic difference, 10 to 17, nearly doubling your points from the first to the second quarter. Just a big difference in play style and what we've seen out of these teams here tonight, as they both just seem to be kind of going hand in hand. It's a bit of a chess game here. One person moves and the other one matches, trying not to let one break away from the other. So we'll go ahead and take one more break here, as the halftime stats were brought to you by B&B Excavating. The numbers don't lie. Dirt is heavy, so trust the guys at B&B Excavating to move what needs moving. Specializing in septic systems, waterline install and repair, driveways, rock hauling, and leveling. B&B Excavating, called 620-724-2735. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay tuned.
Thanks to your support, Canara Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Canara Eye Care, the clear choice for your
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your field and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. And now Matt's care for farmers goes beyond seed as an agent for the new 4-state farm and ranch. From the best inputs available to the protection you need, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy at Murphy Seed. From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
Siebert back to pass. Lehman diving for the end zone, and they get the listing. Lehman passes off to Siebert on the far wing. Siebert the lob, and Lehman with the alley-oop dunk to close the deal. Lehman a hard hit ball to left field. Siebert is at the wall, and they close another one. Lehman Realty with another big-time win. Lehman Realty, proud to support the Girard Trojans.
Our whole vision of becoming the 4-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business in
And we're back. Back from halftime. They started pretty quickly. I think they cut some of the time off the clock, but a quick bucket there from Girard opens up the scoring here in the second half. Third quarter of action underway. Talked about different styles of play, comparing the first to the second quarter. We'll see if anything changes here in the third. Riverton probably looking to find a happy medium of a good defensive style as well as a effective offensive push. Try and bring this deficit as minimal as possible, and Witherspoon gets fouled on his way to the bucket. Goes against Perrin Stevens. It's his third as Witherspoon takes the line. Witherspoon blanks on his first. And the second drops in, makes the adjustment. 3-point game here in Riverton.
Looks like the Rams are doing a full court press, trying to dial up the aggressiveness.
Talk about working the underneath. We mentioned one name right at the top of that suggestion, and that was Harrison Burke, who gets a good bucket there. Working the outside is Forbes. Witherspoon kick out to Ritz for three, won't go. Rebound is tipped away. Forbes again pulls up mid-range jumper, no dice. 31-26, and Jackson Smith is fouled on his way to the bucket. I like these first couple possessions out of Girard, as we have seen 3 attempts that couldn't have been outside of the range of 10 feet.
And I agree with you. I think that they're playing smart and they're getting to the rim whenever, if Riverton's going to do this full court press that they're trying to stall the Trojans out on, if you just make good passes and get ahead of them, so far it's working.
Extends the lead to 7. Man catches the elevator screen on the close wing. Misses on his three-pointer, and Witherspoon with the rebound. Forbes now tries his chances. Can't get it. Man with the rebound. Kick out to Forbes. Now here's another three. This time from Wells. Another chance won't fall, and they go 0 for 5 on opportunities from the floor.
And I think all 5 of those opportunities were from 3. Maybe not quite all of them, but the majority of them.
I think 4 of them were. 4 chances from three-point range.
But that's like what we were talking about earlier of just rebounding. And if you're the Trojans, you can't let them get 5 opportunities per trip down the floor.
Well, and then flip the table a little bit and say, if you're the Rams and you are getting 5 opportunities, you've got to be capital. I mean, you've got to draw points on that possession, and then to go down, get a foul called, and now Jackson Smith picks up even one. Even the one just hurts a lot. His second free throw ends up short.
Yep, and with the free throws comes in the trio. It looks like Adrian Newton and Briar Schultz are both in now, and Briggs is waiting to check in, but it looks like Perrin and Harrison will sit, and I believe it might be Jackson that'll come out.
Well, Smith did just get his 3rd foul.
Oh, we guessed right.
So Brocobb goes down to the base. 27-34, a 7-point lead here for Girard. And now knocked down to a 6-point lead, 28-34. Buckingham works it to Newton. Now to Schultz and Brocobb. Last one to touch it would be Cullen. Buckingham to Schultz. Schultz on the drive. Newton gets the pass.
There you go.
And that is perfectly executed from the Trojans.
That is exactly what we were talking about. Great passing to an open shot.
Swatted pass picked up by Buckingham as he works it down the floor. Here's Cullen who loses it. And we've got a foul called. Who's this going against? Adrian Newton.
I
didn't catch what
foul?
Yeah, I didn't catch where that occurred, so I don't know if there was any substantial contact. But with just over 5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd, and off the foot of, they'll say, the Trojans, Harrison Burke checks in for Blake Brocobb. Rams on the inbound from the far sideline. Gets it into Ritz. Nobody moving. I don't think they expected it to be ready to go.
Still quite a bit of standing around.
Yeah. I actually don't think Witherspoon has moved a foot from the elbow. He a little lost on where everybody was supposed to be on that play. Man gets it into Witherspoon, and now he'll drive. Kick out to Ritz for three, and he finally finds one. (31-36). Newton from the elbow, off the glass, won't go. Rebound Parker, and the transition to Ritz as he gets a two. 5-point run for Tyler Ritz. And now we've got a timeout called by head coach Rod Westcott. With that being said, go ahead and give a shout out to our timeout sponsors. That being, this break in the action is brought to you by the Southeast Kansas Player Health Alliance and Live Well Crawford County, reminding you to know your limits when gambling and know when the game is playing you. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-426-2537 for free assistance. That's Live Well Crawford County, sponsor of this break in the action. Rams in bonus, that's something to note. So any fouls from Girard would bring about free throws. In this 3-point separation, Buckingham working the perimeter, now underneath, gives it back off to Smith. Here's Burke, his shot blocked. Tries to throw it off Witherspoon, and it's gathered by Forbes. Out of bounds on the Rams. A quick turnover, followed by a quick turnover. Smith tries to work it into Ben Cullen. And now here's Forbes. Looking to make his way down the floor, and he gets the two. Through the hands of Cullen. Brings it to 1 point, separating these two.
It's been a 7-0 run. The last, I'm not quite sure how long it's been, but
Buckingham looking to change things, and he does. Timeout called. So we'll take a break with them. 39-35 is the score. We'll be right back after this break.
Selling equipment can be a hassle, whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire. The time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com.
Back on Girard Sports Live, presented by Crochan. 3:11 remaining here in the third. Close, high-intensity matchup between these two teams. 39-35. Levi Mann on the far wing. Facing a trap defense. Loose ball. Perrin Stevens nearly comes away with it. And now Buckingham does. Takes the floater. It bounces off the back iron. And now he'll give it to Brokob to finish the job.
That was great recognition by Briggs just to give up the ball, knowing that Blake might have had a little bit more size inside.
Man, far three look comes up short. Looked like he was about to try again. Now Forbes, his bounces off the rim and out of bounds. Last to touch it will be Brokob, or that'll be what they'll say. Head coach Westcott does not agree. So this one makes its way inbounds. Here's a three from Ritz, won't go, rebound Brokob. And that one's tipped out of bounds by Mann. Buckingham takes it down the floor, 6-point lead for Girard. Stevens gives it off to Cullen. Now here's a three from Burke. His first of the night. Won't go. Loose ball is back to the Trojans. Inbound makes it to Stevens. Now Buckingham on the far wing. Facing the trap. Brokob throws it off of Witherspoon. 22 on the shot clock. A minute 30 on the game clock as they work it into Cullen. Buckingham transition to Stevens and one. Perrin Stevens with a great cut inside. Draws the foul and makes the bucket through contact. 8-point lead now. Stevens makes it 9. Buckingham almost gets the pickpocket against Caden Quick.
I mean, that's something how Briggs plays, is that he's always poking the ball, no matter where he's at.
Jump ball called will go in favor of Riverton. Coming in will be Liam Berge, subbing in for Caden Quick. Bit of a discussion going on here. Maybe a discussion arrow confirming, or a discussion confirming which way the possession arrow was headed. Kick out to Ritz. 3 ball won't go. Rebound Witherspoon. And he'll be fouled on the way to the bucket. Shooting 2 from the stripe. Witherspoon flat on his first. as Berge, his time on the court is short, with Noah Parker coming in for him. Witherspoon makes his second. 36-44. And 20 seconds separating game and shot clock. Stevens gives it off. Brocob at the base. Trying to work the underneath, is fouled and will be headed to the line for two. Caleb, you asked me at halftime if you thought this game would be over by 9 o'clock, just out of curiosity, but with the pace that these games have been going so far, both the girls and the boys game, that was certainly the assumption. But now with all these fouls coming in, really slowing the pace of the game.
I mean, yeah, I had asked you that, and it was about, I think it was like 8:03, and now it is 8:33, so about a 30-minute quarter here.
Still time left on the clock. And with as many stoppages as there's been, here's another. And there will be more free throws with the Rams being in bonus. This foul goes against Harrison Burke. His second, and Witherspoon gets to shoot. Witherspoon having trouble on his first free throws tonight. I think he's 0 for so far, but on his second, he's been very efficient. And that continues to be the trend. 37-45. Burke makes his way into the corner. Schultz gives it off. Cullen drops in the two. Lead is up into the double digits. Now with no more shot clock. 20 seconds on the game clock.
Should be one last possession here by Riverton.
I'd like to go into the fourth quarter with a little bit of momentum on the scoring side, knowing Girard is about to get the ball back at the start of the fourth. Here's a three ball from Forbes. No dice. Newton gets the rebound, and the buzzer sounds. That'll be the end of the third. 37-47 is the score, and we'll be right back with the final 8 minutes of tonight's contests. Stay tuned.
Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of Girard schools. For generations, Farmers Bank has worked with local leaders, businesses, and residents to help shape the future of Southeast Kansas. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. As partners in business and friends in life, Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
Ten-point lead for the Trojans as we boot up here for the fourth quarter. 8 minutes remaining in this contest. Jackson Smith gets the inbound and now finds a lane. He'll take a shot immediately, and it's rebounded by Levi Mann. And a carry from Mann as he was afraid Stevens was going to poke it away. Kind of pulled back a little bit and held on to it just a bit long. Smith Gives it off to Schultz, and now his pass taken away. Forbes this time lays it in for 2. Starts the scoring here in the 4th. Cuts it down to an 8-point lead. Burke pulls up from 3. Off the glass, won't go. Rebound and put back, no dice, but a foul called as Smith will be headed to the line. A lot of times here, Caleb, you see a lot of high school teams, when it's been such a high-intensity game, start to dwindle here in the 4th. I think it's important for both the Rams and the Trojans that they keep themselves in it.
I agree, and I think kind of in the 3rd quarter we started seeing it with just how many fouls that guys that were starting to get careless, and you don't want that to be a trend in this 4th quarter also of just both teams being in the bonus before we only have about 5 minutes left in this game.
Well, and especially for Riverton, as you're thinking this game may come down to the point where you're fouling to try and keep yourself alive. And if that's the case, you want some room to work with. You don't want them already in bonus by the time you're at that stage.
And I agree. I might be wrong, but I don't feel like there's really any player in particular on either of these teams that are in foul trouble, but that can definitely quickly change with a couple more fouls in this 4th quarter.
Underneath, it's Ritz and 1. The foul calls continue to come as Ritz gets his team into the 40s. Now looking to convert on a 3-point opportunity.
Looks like Colin and Brocob will come into the game while Newton and Schultz will sit.
And that one comes up well short. Working the perimeter. Buckingham over to Stevens. Smith to Brocob for 3, gets it. Brocob all around the floor player today.
He's definitely made his impact around the perimeter and in the paint, which is something that you kind of want to see from Blake because that's kind of how he wants to be associated.
Ritz gives it away. Witherspoon now man for a long 3. Finally finds one. And a good answer to Brokob's. Smith now down the floor, gives it back to Brocob. Now Buckingham underneath as his shot falls errant. And now here's Forbes trying to get another. Can't go. Rebound Brocob. Smith to Cullen. Cullen spin move and drops in the 2. Great maneuver by Ben Cullen. Berge up top to Witherspoon. Man wants another. Can't go. Rebound Brocob. And it's handed off to Buckingham. Cullen to Smith. No look passes intercepted by Levi Mann. Here's Ritz. No dice on that shot. Rebound Berge. Mann. Ritz. 3. Good. 47-54 as they take a timeout here. With that, keep it here for the time being. This timeout is brought to you by Salon 214, now open at 107 North Ozark in Girard. Take a timeout to pamper yourself with Vanessa and her team at Salon 214. Take a timeout to check out Salon 214 on Facebook as well. Seven-point lead for the Trojans. looking to gather their 6th win on the season. Riverton looking to follow in suit with the girls team and sweep the Trojans. Both of these teams will certainly be seeing each other again this season. As we look forward in the schedule, looks like February 13th, in exactly a month, these teams will meet again.
And I definitely think no matter the outcome of this game, and we already know the outcome of the girls' game, but I think there could be completely different games whenever these two teams play again next month. And so it'll be interesting to see how these teams progress and how they'll match up once again.
5-point game now, 4 minutes remaining. Cullen passes, Buckingham to Stevens, and travel called underneath. A big time turnover there. As this could lead to a 1-possession game after the timeout. Rams have been looking refined on offense. Witherspoon hands it off to Ritz. Ritz trying to get around Stevens. Puts up a shot and it won't go. Rebound and putback is good from Berge. 3-point game as it stands. A 7-0 run for Riverton. Smith works it to Cullen, and now Brocob. Back around to Buckingham. Buckingham, high arching three, won't go, and it's rebounded by Riverton. 3v1 in the paint now. Levi Mann capitalizes on the advantage.
Riverton's just down by 1 now with about 3 minutes left in the game. That's just what I was about to say, was that if you were Coach Westcott, you might want to think about a timeout and get you guys to regroup.
And he takes one there. We'll go ahead and keep it here for the timeout. But looking at these final 3 minutes, and just looking at how Riverton is moving the ball, looks like Girard just needs to go back to that underneath shot. You can't play expecting the three from Riverton every single time and trying to match them. I feel like you got to go back to the underneath with guys like Burke, Brocob, even Newton was underneath there a little bit, Cullen. I mean, there's just a bunch of guys who are very proficient in the paint. I'd like to see them go back to it. We'll see what Westcott's drawn up here. This timeout's really important. See, a lot of times out of timeouts, teams can swing it one way or another when you get to draw something up after seeing the defense for so long or seeing the offense for so long of the other team.
And I agree with you that I think these boys, they just need to go back to how they were playing and just that good passes, good shots, just finding that open teammate and not really looking for the three ball or looking for those worser shots, just passing and making that extra pass to get those good looks.
Well, you think about that third quarter and how effective they were. Now kind of going silent here as they finally get the bucket. Breaking that streak, Jackson Smith gets it on the mini-oop. Witherspoon outside the arc. 3-point game, they work it inside to him. Fouled and one. We've seen in the past, Witherspoon has not dealt with first free throws well on his visits tonight. A lot of pressure on this one to try and tie this game up. And he gets it. 56 all. 2.5 minutes remaining. And now it's a boat race. Stevens, his shot won't go. Rebound, Smith, put back, no dice. And a travel called on Forbes, who had control of the ball. He was clapping. He thought he had a foul call. Brokop gets the inbound to Burke. This one taken away by Mann. Almost loses it. The layup no good, and the foul. As it looks like Noah Parker was flying in to try and get a hold of that rebound. Each team at 2 fouls apiece, 2:05 remaining. Almost another steal. Forbes was looking for it, and the possession arrow on the jump ball leads to the Rams taking it away. Schultz is gonna come in for Harrison Burke. Taking it down the floor is Ritz, inside of 2 minutes. Tie ball game, 56 apiece. Ritz poked out, so he was looking for a fading two, and he loses it this time out of bounds. Excuse me.
What? How does that?
An overturned call on the close side. And the Rams retain possession.
Sometimes you just have to say that you don't have the best view and move on, but that just kind of seems.
The initial signal was that Girard, or that the Rams were the last to touch it, that Ritz had kicked it off of his foot.
I'm not sure who would have touched it after that.
I don't know either. I'm trying to replay it in my head, and I can't. Must have been something that this close official saw that led him to believe that Girard touched it last. Out of the break, 1:38 remaining, 17 on the shot clock. Inbound from Berge. Gets it into Forbes. Now here's Ritz. Levi Mann for three, gets it. Brokop wanted to pull up, and his pass is stolen. Witherspoon hands it off to Ritz. He goes up, won't get it. Rebound Forbes, put back is good. 61-56, a 5-point game as it stands. Too many turnovers here at the end, but can the Trojans pull it back together? Cullen hands it off. Smith drops in and one. Big time play from Jackson Smith.
This is going to be a big free throw, regardless if he can make it or if. Oh, I wouldn't think they'd have Briggs get in the rebound.
Might want to try and get shifty around Witherspoon. Doesn't matter though, Smith knocks it down. Now back to a 2-point game. A little bit of a sigh of relief there from the Trojan side of things, as now all you need is a stopped possession and points on the other side to try and tie this game up. Now the question, Caleb, and I know this might sound stupid, but is there any chance that on the fast break you pull up from 3 if you're the Trojans?
I don't know. I mean, if you have some of those three-point shooters, I mean, Blake Brokop's been great tonight, and then one of those guys that are just always great at shooting the three every single night is Briggs Buckingham. And I know Coach Westcott just put him back in the game, which hopefully we're speaking something into existence, but those are really the only two right now on the floor. Maybe Jackson Smith that I would really trust if I was coach just to pull up even or have the idea of that. And if so, I would definitely want those other guys of Blake Brokop and I mean Ben Colin also just to kind of be inside and be ready for a rebound if they need to get one. But
I would say if you're the Trojans here, you want to force a jump ball or a takeaway. Either or gives you the ball and the possession with a little bit of time left on the clock. 20 seconds separates shot and game clock as Levi Mann gets fouled. That'll be the third team foul, so still 2 away as they're going to keep things slowed.
And it looks like Breyer will come in for Briggs. I think coaches wanting a little bit more defensive power on this floor right now, and that's kind of
got to get this rebound, and you want everybody crashing here as Stevens gets another foul called. Now, the concerning part is with each foul, shot clock resets. Now only 7 seconds separate shot and game clock. Makes me wonder what Coach Westcott has drawn up here, because those seemed pretty intentional. And this is a takeaway, almost a takeaway. And it is.
There you go.
There it is. Levi Mann was the last to touch it, tried to recover, and it's out of bounds on the baseline of the Trojans. 36.5 seconds remaining. 1.5 seconds separating it. Game and clock, or game and shot clock.
Now, Drake, what would you do if you were
Got to get the
Westcott
two.
here?
You've got to get the two underneath and have everybody crashing. And honestly, as weird as it sounds, I'm a little bit concerned that you have Buckingham in the game. I would like some rebound power, but if with Buckingham in the game, you have to have Colin Brokop, and I'd say even Smith underneath, ready to take away anything that goes up on this rim. Smith gives it. Colin.
There you go.
Tie ball game at 61.
Defense
30
now.
seconds. And you've got to step up here. No fouls as the Rams are now in bonus. No points allowed. Timeout Riverton. 11 seconds left, no shot clock. The biggest concern to me right now is the foul.
You can't foul. You got.
The whistles have been alive tonight. And it comes down to, I think the only situation where you would foul would be underneath.
I agree.
If they're going up for a layup, you want to make them earn it at the free throw line.
You can't foul, and if you end up fouling, you better do it quick because there's only 11 seconds left. And
ideally, you would not like them to go get underneath, though.
Definitely. You want to try to keep them around the perimeter and force a contested three.
The tough part about Riverton calling the timeout there is now they've got to get it in bounds. And I wonder, I would assume they're going to go a little conservative here from the Trojans. But I do wonder if head coach Westcott wants to go a little aggressive on this inbound and try and just keep a shot from even happening in the first place, as that seems to be working out. Those inbounds are kind of the rough edge here for the Riverton. But once again, it comes down to the final seconds here.
Yep, it looks like an interesting group for Girard. It's the starters, except instead of Harrison Burke, Briggs Buckingham is in. So I wonder if Westcott is predicting possibly a Late three.
Ritz on the outside, catches the screen. 4 seconds and counting. Has to pull up, free throw line, no dice. We're headed to overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
Drake, I hate to tell you, but I don't think we're getting out of here before 9.
Regardless, we get to see a 5th period. And with that, we will take a break. We'll be right back after this short word from our sponsors.
Selling equipment can be a hassle, whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire. The time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com.
Since 1980.
Back on 4-minute overtime period. Here in Riverton, we've had 2 very intense games. There in the girls' game, towards the last 4 minutes, Riverton really pulled away, but up until then, it felt like every single point mattered to both of those squads, and now every single point matters to both of these squads here. 61 apiece. A thriller.
You can definitely tell that these are 2 of the top teams in the CNC this year, just on both the boys and the girls' side.
Cullen wins the tip. Those 4 minutes start. For Girard, you'd love to open up with some points here. Put the pressure on, make Riverton chase. Smith's shot won't go. It's out of bounds on Riverton. So sticks with the Trojans. 3:44 remaining. Smith over to Brocob, pump fake. Now back across. Here's Stevens. Working the perimeter. Cullen, kick out. Brocob for 3. Won't go. Rebound Rams. It's Ritz. Diving down the floor. And he gets the 2 to go. So first blood drawn from Riverton as they advance by 2. Brocob looking to answer, and he does. In pretty much the same fashion, both players fighting through some physicality on their respective shots.
Tough buckets.
Over to Berge. Berge. Witherspoon pulls up, top of the key, 3, air ball. So now a turnover as that one exited out of the baseline, 63 apiece. Girard with another chance here to try and jump ahead. Smith to Cullen in the corner. Burke. Cross court to Stevens. Euro step inside. Won't go. Cullen gets the board. Smith fights through and gets the bucket. 65-63. Witherspoon trying to answer. Kicks out. Forbes. Now he'll Euro. And it toilet bowls out. 2-point lead for the Trojans, and they have possession. 1:30 and counting. a virtually reverse scenario of the fourth quarter where we saw the Rams have that 2-point lead with about 1:30 remaining, trying to drain the clock. Now it's Girard. Smith picks up the inbound, drops in a 2. 4-point lead for the Trojans. Three from Forbes. Won't go. Rebound Burke. 1:10 remaining. And that may have been the costliest miss of the night. Smith trying for 6 in a row. Gets fouled, and he'll be headed to the stripe. Looking to extend by 6 with 57 seconds remaining. Regardless of the outcome of these free throws, it will be a 2-possession game. Whether those are 2 3-pointers or 2 2s, which is no longer possible. 5-point game now.
Looks like Briggs will come in for Harrison.
Maybe wanting a little speed to keep up with Levi Mann. And a jump ball. Bro Cobb may have tweaked his knee on his way down. But he'll walk it off. It'll be the Rams' ball, which forces a change in the possession arrow, when the Rams probably should have gotten that free throw rebound regardless, or at least for them. They think they probably should have.
Better than nothing for the Trojans.
100%. Berge gets fouled at the top. And now he'll be shooting 2 as we are in bonus here in overtime. 63-68. A chance to bring it within 3 for Berge. This is big. Gets the first. Huge free throw here coming up to try and make it a 1-possession game. And if they do so, I don't know what they were saying. Something about the foul number.
I was going to say, I think something to do with team fouls.
I don't know for sure. But Berge with a huge free throw leaves it short. But a rebound from Ritz. Fading 3. Won't go. That seemed very errant from Tyler Ritz. I don't think you were quite in desperation mode there.
No, I think he thought there was less time and
you get a 2.
Less of a deficit almost.
Had Ritz gotten a 2 there, you bring it to 1 point, and even if there's no shot clock and you have to foul, that still forces the 1-possession game.
Even if he just slowed it down, I mean, that kind of seemed like a as fast as he could shoot the ball type of deal, and that's not what you would have wanted if you're Riverton there.
And that ball wasn't even to tie it up either. I mean, he just seems a bit rash. Got fortunate with the rebound. But here's Stevens. 5-point game. Stevens. 6-point game. Up to 70. Timeout called with 23 seconds remaining. They'll take a full timeout here at the wits' end. 5th period. It'd be a stretch to see him pull this one off.
Yep, it's kind of almost seems like things flipped with the end of the fourth quarter with Riverton just kind of coming back. And Girard was able to rally back and really just get back into this game to force overtime. And now since then, it's just kind of seemed like Girard's slowly taken away with this ball game. And I'm not too sure if it's too late for Riverton at this point.
Well, you're hoping for a miracle. You need a three-pointer here, assumingly, and then a foul or a takeaway. A takeaway and another three ties it up. That's the miracle. The other miracle is you foul, 2 free throws, blanked, and then you get down and make another three. I don't think there's enough time for 3 possessions. It has to be 2 3-pointers.
And for the 3 here, I think Riverton will need to actually draw something up and
now
have a plan.
If you get a quick 3 here and you get a takeaway at the baseline, you take the 2. Make it a 1-point game, foul immediately, give yourself a chance. Berge pulls up, top of the key, gets it. So step 1 of 3 done for Liam Berge. Makes you think the possibilities. But I feel like if you are Riverton and you get the steal underneath, you have to take the 2. You take the 2, call your timeout, foul as they inbound, and then regardless, you have a 1-possession game. You do what Ritz should have done.
You wouldn't want a forced 3. You want to get the easy points now and then try to see how Girard will do at the free throw line.
Now, if you get a takeaway outside the arc, you take it from outside the arc. I don't think you drive inside. That wastes too much time.
Something interesting with what Westcott's drawing up here is he has Briggs back into the game. I wonder if he's going to utilize his speed.
Kind of like it for the speed aspect. So here's the foul.
If you're Parent Stevens, you just need to make 1.
Yeah. 1 basket pretty much puts the nail in the coffin.
Which Riverton has 1 more timeout, but after that, they're out.
And there it is. Goes 2 for 2 just for the sake of it. Case of an and 1, I suppose. And this one's taken away. Stevens gets fouled again. 8 seconds left. And that, my friends, is the nail in the coffin. Parent Stevens.
That is it.
Shooting 2. With a chance to make it a 3-possession game. Not that it really matters. He will not. But a make here. And he makes it a 6-point game. Witherspoon steps out. Turnover, Riverton. And Girard takes over with 4 seconds.
This should be it.
And there's Buckingham. Delivered the final inbound of the game. And that is it. 73-67 is the final score here in Riverton. Girard trades with the Rams. Girls fall shy, but the boys prevail in overtime. The fifth period was good to the Trojans.
Definitely.
With that, we'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back with our post-game show on Girard Sports Live.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FD.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of
Post-game show is brought to you by Eastside Cafe. This winter, dine-in only. Restrictions apply. Experience the best breakfast in town 6 days a week at 120 South Ozark Street in Girard. Eastside Cafe, a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. As we look at this post-game show, Caleb, what do you got for us?
I've got some scoring for tonight. Our numbers with points. Our leading scorer was Blake with 13, followed by Harrison with 12. Jackson and Ben both had 10. Perrin had 9. Adrian had 5, and Briggs had 3.
So, with that being said, player of the game tonight is also brought to you by the Trojans Booster Club, and that will be Girard Medical Center. Girard Medical Center is proud to serve our local community and proud to employ so many Trojan fans. Girard Medical Center, rooted in rural, focused on you. And tonight's Booster Club game sponsor. Player of the game, Caleb, this is a tough choice.
It's tough. I was kind of interested in hearing what you think. Right now I've got 3 people in mind. Obviously, Blake Brocobb. I mean, Blake was everywhere on the floor. He had leading scorer. He had a pretty decent defensive game to go with it. Harrison was really the one that kind of kept consistently through it, just kind of bucket here and there, and he ended up being the second highest scorer on our team. And that third person I was going to bring up was Jackson Smith, just because it really seemed like whenever it mattered most there at the end, Jackson was the one scoring, and he was the one really making sure that this team could get that win. And then finally, just Perrin's free throw shooting there at the end really ended the game, and Perrin got that last steal to really just ice it with – he had 9 points also, so Ben had 10.
I think it's if I had to give my input, Blake Brocobb would probably be the player of the game tonight, playing through a really tough defense and the Riverton Rams underneath, and then finding ways to score on the outside as well. Just when the outside ball just wasn't really there. I mean, he's the only one on the team with multiple threes, and also being able to work in the paint, get those rebounds as well. It just made a substantial difference when he was able to switch up game styles and adapt to the way the Rams didn't want him to. You know, they would play outside and he'd go in. They'd play inside, he'd go out. And he was just finding ways to score all over the floor. And, of course, the leading scorer, you know, I feel like that's the given.
Yeah.
But Blake Brocobb, player of the game tonight, sponsored by Girard Medical Center. With that, we'll go ahead and take one more quick break, as we will be right back for the post-game show or post-game coaches interview. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private apartment. Call 620-724-6760 to schedule your tour today. Homestead of Girard, senior living with compassion, comfort, and community.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community, where friends are found down every street. That's where you'll find us, taking time to get to know you, calling you by name, generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call Judd, Lori, Jenny, or Amber in Girard today.
Siebert back to pass. Lehman diving for the end zone, and they get the listing. Lehman passes off to Siebert on the far wing. Siebert the lob, and Lehman with the alley-oop dunk to close the deal. Lehman a hard hit ball to left field. Siebert is at the wall, and they close another one. Lehman Realty with another big-time win. Lehman Realty, proud to support the Girard Trojans.
And we're back on Girard Sports Live here with head coach Rod Westcott of the Girard Trojans. Coach Westcott, first off, congratulations on your victory tonight. It was a hard-fought one into the fifth quarter. Talk about overtime. Is there anything that changes in your game plan going into an overtime position than those first four quarters?
Well, other than our first three quarters, no. That fourth quarter was awful we played tonight. We played not to lose rather than come out and try to win. We got after them pretty good after the game because we tried to give that game away tonight. I thought we should have put that one away earlier than we did, and you got to give them some credit. I mean, they kept battling, kept getting after us. We had some silly turnovers, but the biggest thing is we didn't rebound the ball. I bet they had 20 offensive rebounds, and who knows how many times that ended up in points. But we got killed on the glass. We did a terrible job on the glass, and it's something we've been struggling with. So we know that. We just are not getting it done yet. Hopefully that will change pretty quick here. If it doesn't, it's going. We were fortunate it didn't cost us tonight.
Well, you're in kind of the heart of your schedule right now. I believe you're hosting Frontenac later on this week. Is there anything, I know you said that fourth quarter, anything in the first three quarters that may have stood out to you that you want to push on a little bit harder, or did you feel like that was the style of basketball you're looking for?
I thought we did we got some good looks tonight. Even in the fourth quarter when we weren't playing real well, we still got good looks. And we had some unfortunate turnovers and things like that. That's going to happen. And we're still a young team. I mean, we got one senior out there, and a couple other guys that have some varsity experience, but this is all new to them. So I forget that at times, but, at this point in the season, you don't want to be making some of those mistakes that young players make. And we got to get some things cleaned up. I'm pleased it didn't cost us because, like I said, we were very fortunate it didn't. But we'll get back to work the next couple days and enjoy Friday night at home because we're going to be road warriors after that. I think we're on the road for about 5-6 games in a row after Friday night. So be lots of miles on the cars. So, but we had a pretty favorable schedule there before Christmas, just getting to be at home as much as we were. So Frontenac coming to town, I'm sure they'll be excited and hungry to play us. It's always a good rivalry game, and it doesn't matter if one team's pretty good and the other one's not, or both teams are good, both teams are bad. It's always a good game. Both teams always come ready to play, and it's usually a rock fight. So be a big crowd. It always is. Both teams always show up well for both towns, always show up well for their teams. So should be a lot of fun. Be good to get back home.
And then finally, we talked about Blake Brocobb at the end of the game being our player of the game. He was your guys' leading scorer with 13 points, the only one with multiple threes, as a matter of fact, too, but able to work kind of the interior and exterior. What kind of a difference does it make when a player can bounce out and in and shoot from pretty much all over the floor?
Well, that's pretty much all of our guys this year.
Yeah.
And if you'd have told me Blake was our leading scorer, I'd have had no idea tonight. No idea. And that's really the way it's been every game.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the book yet, but, we got 8 guys, and they're all probably within 8 to 12 points every night.
Yeah.
So that's a fun way to play, and our guys share the ball well, and we're getting good looks for guys, but it's got to continue. We got to keep getting better and clean some things up on the defensive end and finish some possessions with some rebounds, and I'll be a little happier.
Well, Coach, once again, congratulations on your win. Thanks for coming up here, and wish you the best against Frontenac this Friday. That coach's interview is brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard schools. Learn more online at mybankcmb.com. Caleb, wrapping it up here on Girard Sports Live for the night. Any final comments?
The only thing I got is let's go beat some Raiders on Friday.
Looking forward to it. We'll go ahead and wrap it up here in Riverton. Thanks for watching. From me, Caleb, and Sarah, and the rest of the production crew around Varsity Sports Live, we say good night and see you all next time.
Thanks for watching. From the gridiron to the hardcourt, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at VarsitySportsLive.com.